7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Well, hello there, and good evening. We are back together again. There we go. If I hit the right damn button there. So, this is South Coast Kane Jordan Page, and this is episode 3 of The Rise of the Fall, year 2006. Coker's Last Stand. Cuban, you're early. What's up, dude? So you know how we do it. I don't really have a big monologue. I just want to say hello, welcome to everybody. Thank y'all for spending your Tuesday night with me and with us. The check it out corner. I know some of those avatars, pictures, whatever, they probably need to be updated, but that's not the point. The point is, y'all check them out if you haven't already. I'm sure y'all probably have. So I guess everybody's caught up in the battle royale that is Cam Newton. I'm still wondering how the hell he kept his hat on. I mean, I know his hair goes through it, but that was pretty cool. So, boom, 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 boom. All right. So that's really about all I got, other than the baseball team can't seem to handle Friday and Saturday starters from teams in the Northeast. And how about the hockey team? I can't believe it. The hockey team, even it was the D3 Southern region, whatever the hell it was, they were more successful than the football team and baseball team so far, and the basketball team and all that. But I thought that was pretty cool. Didn't think I would ever see the day that I would see Miami have a hockey team. But hey, hockey is in South Florida. It's everywhere. So yeah, let's get into this. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to put the let me put this in here. All right. And let's see if it'll let me no, trying to get it to let me pin, but it's got this damn oh well, screw it. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So yeah, there it is. I don't know if it'll let me do it from here. No. Okay. Let's get this show back on the road. I'm sorry about that. All right. So it is 2006. Just a real quick recap of 2005. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and bring Hollywood Hogan on. How you doing tonight? Man, what you got going on back there, bruh?
That's my intro music. You know.
Oh, you have intro. Hey,
Yeah.
cool. Only only on this channel will the guests have their own intro music. Ah,
I gotta
oh
get.
well, it should be a nice calm evening. This show.
You, you never know. You never know in the policy of foolishness, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know what personality Shad's gonna take on tonight, but we'll see. I
So
just
what's
I
the
just
date?
I just hope somebody doesn't come in and I'm mistaken it as Shad playing, hide and go seek, put the mask on, and then it's really somebody else.
Yeah, that's very true.
But anyway,
Let me get
anyway.
set up here.
All right. So I'll say just a quick recap of 2005. Basically, uh
Oh,
the Georgia
before you
Tech.
start, sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt. Before you start, you took little pot shots at me that I was picking on Coop, and no,
No,
that
no, no,
was
no, no,
love
no,
for
no,
me
no,
and Coop.
no, 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 no,
That
no.
was a side joke because Coop says he doesn't get the paycheck from Mario. And then I heard one positive thing, and I'm like, oh, that paycheck must have cleared. So that was a little
I
dig at
was
me and Coop.
no, no, I wasn't trying to insinuate that you were. I was just no, 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 no. But I apologize if you took it that way. That's not what
No,
it
I
was
don't
about.
care, Jordan. You know I don't care. If I care, I will be crying.
You don't strike me as somebody who would cry
Yeah,
about that.
I've been. Unfortunately, I have been crying these last couple of days.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's been a little bit tough, but brighter
Well,
days.
I'm sure things will be okay.
Yeah, things will be okay.
QB, good to see you, buddy. Okay, so 2005, Miami went 9-3, 6-2 in the ACC. Uh, come to find out, well, I say come to find out, but uh, apparently Moss had a sprained knee or something, took him out the season. Uh, he comes back in the FAMU game. Of course, we know about the Peach Bowl, but the big thing about the 2006 season, Coker decides he's going to fire four coaches. He ended up firing Dan Werner, offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach.
Where
Then
did Dan Warner come from before? Where was he at?
oh,
I'm sorry to
hang
interrupt.
no, no,
I
no, no,
just
no, 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 because I got all this up. I got all my guides and everything up. I just need to go. Hang on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me go through it. Because I went and I printed out my some of the media guides, but it was just the print was too small. Okay, so how far back you want to go?
just last job, and then what happened to him after?
Okay, so before he was at Miami from '01 to '05. He started out from '01 to '03 as the quarterbacks coach. And then when Chazinski left after '03, is that right? Yeah.
Hmm.
Then he took on the role of offensive coordinator and quarterbacks. Now, before he came to Miami
Yep.
in 2000, he was a assistant. He was an OC at Murray State. 99, he was an offensive consultant at Auburn, and it doesn't look like he really. Now, this is interesting. He was a grad assistant and a volunteer assistant at Miami from '87 to '89.
I know he was an older gentleman when he took the job.
Yeah, yeah, he was. But he was around in the late '80s, but he was a grad assistant and a volunteer assistant. But it looks like he never really stayed in one place very long, you know. But like I said, he came to Miami in '04, made it through '05. He was there for 2 years. And then Coker said, "See ya. You got to go." And then, of course, Don Solinger, the running backs coach, he got fired. Art Kehoe, which to this day I still don't agree with, the offensive line coach, they got rid of him.
Our special
And
teams hasn't been the same since Don got
I
fired.
I know
Our offensive line has gotten better, but our special team has been horrible since then.
it has. And then Vernon Hargraves, the linebacker coach, got fired. So your 2006 coaching staff goes like this, and I tried to write it down, but different. They started giving them some different roles. So of course we know about Coker's the head coach. Rich Olson, he left the Minnesota Vikings as the quarterbacks coach in '05 to come to Miami as the OC and running back coach.
Wow, what a bad move.
It only gets better. Uh Now Randy Shannon, he retains defensive coordinatorship. Uh he's like 6 seasons in. Let's see here. Now, quarterbacks coach Todd Berry.
I remember Todd.
He came from Louisiana Monroe. He was a coordinator, offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach there for a year. Do do do. And then man, look, I don't know if you've seen the '06 media guide, but Mario looks like a little player in that picture. Anyway, Mario Cristobal is now the offensive line coach for the '05 season. Hmm. And
I,
then
he's a-
they bring in Clint Hurt. He's the assistant defensive line coach, primarily with the defensive tackles. Marquise Mosley is the wide receiver coach because Curtis Johnson left for the New Orleans Saints to be their wide receiver coach. And then the D line coach is John Palermo. He
Palermo.
yes, he spent a long time from '91 to '05 at Wisconsin as a defensive line coach and linebacker coach.
Did he go to Bama after?
That I don't know. He may have. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. And then with Solinger gone from the And Solinger was special, as we talked about, special teams coordinator. And since our boy Mario went from tight ends coach to offensive line coach, Joe Panuzio.
Joe
I hope I
Panunzio went to
Panunzio. Thank you, thank you.
he went to Alabama.
He became the tight ends and special teams. Well, he was tight ends and special teams coordinator.
He was the bag man for Alabama.
Yeah, and of course the defensive backs coach was still Tim Walton, and we're not really going to worry about the grad assistants. Okay, so that is the coaching staff. So, uh I did see now it was on Wikipedia. So you take this for what it's worth. I'm just telling you what it said. Let me find it here. Well, I didn't. Oh, here it is. Okay. And again, this is Wikipedia. It's not always true, but and I didn't get a chance to investigate this, but it says that the little thing in this paragraph under the '06 football team that Kirk Herbstreit had picked Miami to win the 2006 national championship, beating the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the championship game. Okay, I don't I know Herbie was always he always likes Miami. He always liked Miami. Always did talk good about us, but I think he was high as a kite during that year. For some reason, I don't remember that because if anybody has been playing along with us the last 2 episodes, you're like, "What the hell?" you know?
Well, I see his reasoning. He probably saw, okay, these guys were 7 points away from going to the
Right,
national
right,
championship, and nobody
right.
really counts the bowl game. And he was like, okay, new coaches, new everything, they're ready to go at the because Kyle Wright was not. I mean, he
Yeah.
was bad, but he was that was his first year, and you kind of expected him to like get better year two, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
could see the reasoning. we're talking about after the fact, and
Yeah,
it looks
yeah, I
kind of
know, I
crazy.
know, I know, I know.
But it's like you
Uh,
went to the sugar bowl. Well, no, Peach Bowl. You know,
yeah,
it got blown out. It is what it is, and
yeah.
I could see the prediction.
Oh, before we go any further, hello, Miss Katie. Glad you're
Hey,
here.
Katie.
See, I'm paying I'm paying attention to the chat. I'm not in the zone like I was the other night. I'm watching. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of share that. So, looking at the 2006 commitment list, again,
Oh
I
boy.
believe these are all based on rivals rankings, but still, who cares? According to them, Miami pulled in the number 14 class for 2006. Looking at some names, Orlando Franklin,
Good
they
NFL.
said, yeah, he said he was a 4-star. Uh, Kylan Robinson, he was a running back from Tampa. They said he was a 4-star, but
I don't remember him.
I don't remember much either. I mean, we'll soon find out, but I don't remember.
He might have been a fullback.
He could have been. He could have been. Uh they did get a quarterback from Greenwood, Arkansas, Daniel Stegall. He was a 2-star.
Spiegel.
Stiegel. Now, Greg Cooper comes in. I'm sure we all remember the Coop.
And
He
there was another player as well, but he didn't come
yeah.
here. You know who was the other player, the other running back?
What are you talking about?
He
The
was
one that
committed to Miami, but he didn't come to Miami because
in '06. Well, we know it's not Adrian Peterson.
nope. It's another good one though.
I
He had a good NFL career. I'll let you get one guess. Let me give you a clue.
you're gonna have to because I'm drawing a blank.
Pittsburgh.
Bettis?
LaShawn McCoy.
McCoy. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking Bettis.
McCoy was
Oh,
committed
okay.
to Miami.
Oh, So yeah, Greg Cooper, but they had him as a 3-star. That's crazy. Ryan Hill, defensive back, was coming in. Tavares
Defense.
Johnson, he
Uh,
did pretty good. Jason Fox, the tight end from Crowley,
NFL.
Texas.
Wow, two
Ri-
NFL players.
Richard Gordon,
Uh,
defensive end.
defensive end, special team, kick returner.
Yes,
That was
yes,
crazy when they put
yes.
him at kick returner.
Yeah. Dedrick Epps, tight end.
He was good, but had that knee injury that screwed him
Yep.
up.
And then of course, Javaris James.
Did he? Yeah. Did he make it to the NFL? I don't remember that. I don't think. So.
Mm, I, you got to realize we're talking almost 20 years ago. I
Yeah.
don't remember, but we can look it up though. Um, let's see. Josh Holmes, defensive tackle from San Diego, was a 4-star, and of
Yeah. Look
course,
at number 92.
yep. Then Bosher the Basher.
NFL. Jesus.
Yep.
This program. See, this is one thing I hate when the fans
We
say
don't have the
we
talent.
don't have
We don't have
talent.
the talent.
And
Okay,
this
and
is
then
a
we got
horrible year. We got
now,
NFL players here.
and then you got Sam Shields.
NFL player.
He came in as a wide receiver, if I'm not mistaken, when he was in
Yep.
Green Bay. He moved to cornerback.
Yep. No, he moved to cornerback while he was in Miami. Shannon told him he can't catch. It'll be
Okay.
better
Yeah.
if he moved
Okay.
to cornerback.
And then you have LaShawn McCoy, running
Yeah.
back from Pittsburgh. Wait,
LaShawn
that's
McCoy.
yeah,
That's
Sean.
what I
Yeah,
told you. Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I told you. Yeah.
But I take he was a verbal. He didn't sign. He was a verbal. So
Yeah, he
yeah,
no, he was going to sign, but then he had to go to him and Greg Cooper
Cooper. Yeah.
had to go to prep school, and then the Hurricanes thought
Okay.
that Greg Cooper was better than LaShawn McCoy, and they just took his scholarship away.
Yeah. Okay. So that is the coaching staff, the incoming freshmen. Just a spoiler alert. Uh, Javaris James does get some playing time as a freshman, by the way. Because remember, Tyrone Moss is still out with the knee injury. Okay,
And he
where
was getting
am?
out of shape.
Yeah, because he was. I mean, between him and Charlie, man, they were a hell of a 1-2 punch. But
Yeah.
Moss was really good.
Moss was good, but then when he was hurt, he gained
Yeah,
that
yeah.
weight that
And then
messed him up.
it's like he got slow. He
Yeah,
wasn't
he
as
got
quick
slow.
as he was.
Yeah, because he got
Yeah,
fat, and then he was really a fullback after.
right. Okay, so let's get this party started.
Do you really?
So,
You really? We have to.
well, there's a lot of firsts in this season. Now, just remember, we're in 2006, so we are just what 4 years removed from that last undefeated season where we
Yeah,
got cheated out of number 6. Uh, 4 years, 4 seasons, 4 seasons.
I'm debating if I should clock out now because this is not going to be fun.
Well, first game of the season. Uh, it was a Labor Day game again against Florida State. It was played in the Orange Bowl, and Miami had not lost at home against FSU since 1998.
Wow,
Yes.
you sure
Yes.
about that? Because
Yeah.
remember, you have probation years. They beat us like 7 times in a row.
Well, I think 98 was probably the last time. I'm
Oh, you
just
said 98. I thought you said
98,
78. Sorry, 98. Sorry, sorry,
78.
sorry.
Whoa, we weren't that good.
Okay.
I mean, but yeah, 98. So, and then also, I will get to that in a second. All right. So basically, in a nutshell, it was ugly as hell. It was ugly. Oh, Miami had a 10-3 lead going into the
Halftime.
third quarter and
Yep.
at halftime and third quarter. Oh, and then, of course, Florida State went down the field at the beginning of the fourth quarter, scored a touchdown on a 1-yard run. And then with about 8 minutes left in the game, they kicked the field goal. Well, they had kicked the field goal in the first quarter, but then 8 minutes left in the game, they kicked another one, went up 13-10. Miami did have the ball. They were sound like a broken record here. Driving down the field and well, they didn't get all the way down the field, but they were moving the ball and guess what happened? That's right, interception. They had
All right.
30 seconds left. Blew it. Lost it. Now, do 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 do. And the sad thing is Miami only managed 17 yards in the second half. 17 total. Now, when I looked at these stats, I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe this. First downs, Florida State had 9, Miami had 8. Crazy. Now here's this really blew my mind. This has got to be an all-time low. Florida State had 25 rushing yards. Miami had 26. Now, in all fairness, Kyle Wright was sacked 3 times, and he had a minus 20 rushing yards. So technically, Miami had 46 yards rushing. So take that for what it's worth. Passing yards. Florida State had 175. Miami had 132. Both quarterbacks, Drew Weatherford for Florida State, and of course we know Kyle Wright. They both had interceptions. Total offensive yards. Florida State had a total offensive yards of 176. Miami 134. Yeah, it was bad. I knew that game was bad, but when I started looking at the numbers, I'm like, damn. Oh, like I said, they both had interception. Oh, they both had 3 fumbles but didn't lose them. So that was impressive. Miami had 75 yards and penalties. Now this stat here is something I'm gonna probably keep talking about from here on out. Is the third down conversion rate. I don't know what it is, but Miami's had trouble with third down conversion rates. Miami was 5 of 16 on third down. Florida State was 4 of 15. So that was just a bad game. I mean, it was just ugly. But
I think it
Florida
was
State,
raining as well that day. I'm not
I
sure.
don't. It may have rained during the day, but I'd watched the highlights of the game, and it looked. I didn't see anything. It was just ugly because that was you know let's see, that's 2006. So yeah, Florida State was going to start going up, and Miami was going to start going down. So that brings us to the next game. Oh, and Miami was ranked 12th. Florida State was ranked 11th in that game.
How
So
did we
the
lose
next,
that game? Because it was
well,
13-10, right? Was it a late field goal?
yeah, yeah. In the fourth quarter, Miami was up 10-3, and then Florida State went down the field and scored a touchdown right at the beginning. Right when the fourth quarter started, they had like a 1-yard touchdown run. And then with about 8 minutes left, Florida State kicked the field goal.
Who was a
Which
QB? Xavier Lee and Drew Weatherford.
well, it's showing only Weatherford played.
Weatherford played. Yeah.
Yeah. I think next year was Xavier, right? If I'm not
No,
mistaken. I
they
mean,
were the same. They were the same year. They were just competing
oh,
at
okay.
one time.
I mean, again, I don't know much about Florida State history in football, so you know.
But I know about both. So
All
uh,
right.
but-
So the next week, actually, it was like 5 days later because they played on Saturday. Miami now ranked number 16. Your number 16 ranked Miami Hurricanes was playing Florida A&M. Uh yeah, this is the game Moss come back. Come to find out he had tore a knee ligament. That was in that Virginia Tech game. Uh so Moss came back again. It's FAMU. No disrespect to the Rattlers, but it was FAMU. Miami only they won 51-10, which sounds about right. Uh Not gonna really go into all the stats and everything because it's completely out of whack. But I will say that Tyrone Moss came back and he got like 64 yards rushing. Now Javaris James got some touches. He had 75 yards rushing. Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. Now I'm telling you, that was probably about the well, yeah, that was probably the best part of the season. Okay, so next game, Louisville in Louisville. Oh, hang on just a second. I done lost something. I need to check something right quick because I think Miami was ranked like I want to say they were like 16th or 17th. They weren't very high. It doesn't matter
Quick
because
question.
yeah,
Cal Wright, and this is side. Did Cal Wright look like the most ideal looking quarterback ever to cross Miami? Like he had the look of a All American
yeah,
type quarterback.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, I didn't. I mean, as time went by, we found out. But I mean, he had his flashes. I thought, well, we all thought he was going to be pretty good.
Yeah, before like even stepping on the field, this is like he had the
Yeah,
helmet, the pads, the
he had the
the
look.
arm, the look, tall, 6'4",
Yep,
6'5", right? Something like that. The
yep,
weight,
yep.
he was strong. I'm like, wow, this guy looks like a legit NFL quarterback, and just he
Right,
had the arm, but it had no accuracy or
right.
I'm like, I, I still, it to me, it's still the not depressing me. It's still sad to me that his career didn't pan out.
Oh, I know. Okay, so yeah, Miami was still 17. Double check that. It's gonna come into play the next game. All right. So your number 17 Miami Hurricanes go to Papa John's Stadium to take on number 12 Louisville. It it was crazy. I mean, Miami jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Oh, one thing I did notice about that game, Petty was 0 for 2 in field goals early or whatever. Oh, really, from what I saw, because I actually watched some of the highlights on this too, is the how do you pronounce that receiver for Louisville? Urrutia, or Urrutia, Mario Urrutia, whatever. Big receiver. And then they had that running back too.
Bush
Uh
was Bush the running back.
no, it was Colby Smith and Stripling, George Stripling. Uh yeah, Urrutia, I think his name is, and Harry Douglas. Well, anyway, really what happened was Louisville made some adjustments and they just come out just boom. They took care of it. So right through for 270 yards, but Louisville, they made their adjustments at the halftime and just gave 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 Wright some fits. Uh Miami did get like 20 first downs, Louisville 14, but Miami only had 64 yards rushing. I'm starting to notice a trend here. Uh of course, I don't know. Mario was the offensive line head coach. He was the offensive line coach. So
No comment. No comment.
I'm not being cynical. I'm just reminding everybody who may have come in late that Mario had been promoted from tight ends to offensive line, and then I've noticed our rushing yards haven't been very impressive.
No comment.
Ah, now one thing that didn't help Miami the final score was 31-7, in which Miami scored in the first quarter, but that was basically it. Oh, let's see that Mario Urrutia, whatever his name is, that big receiver. He had like He had a 56-yard touchdown pass. The other receiver, Harry Douglas, he had 94 yards receiving. And this Barnage, that might have been the tight end. He had 45, and Stripling had 59 for Louisville. Then since we're talking about receivers, Leggett, the Peanut Man, taste one, by the way. He had 52 yards receiving. Darnell Jenkins, haven't heard that name in a few days. He had 67 yards. Shield 63. Hell, Javaris James got 42 yards receiving. Ba-doom, boom, boom. So yeah, back to the other stats. The fumbles, yeah, Miami had 3 fumbles, lost 2 of them. There were no interceptions, so that's pretty good. Again, third down conversions. Miami was 3 of 12 on third down. Can't be very successful if you're only 3 of 12.
I mean, if that means that's because if your offensive line doesn't block,
Well, like I said,
what the hell?
I didn't go through and, do an extensive film study, but 3 of 12 tells me more than likely they tried to pass. But who knows? Let's see.
I'm sorry to interrupt again.
No,
So
please do.
you know how we always hear, our coach is an offensive line guru,
Right, right, right,
right?
right.
I'm like, but where was he a guru at Alabama, where every coach that goes to Alabama is a guru? um,
Well, apparently so. Matter of fact, while I got this tab up, I want to look right quick. I am curious. I know we're backing up, but okay, that's what I thought. So, talking about Mario, again, this is not Mario bashing time. I'm just giving you information. Take it for what it's worth. So, Mario was the grad assistant at Miami from 88, 89, and 2000. Then, of course, 01 to 03, he went to Rutgers as a tight ends and offensive line guy. Then he came back to Miami. So that's where we are now. Okay. I just wanted to see what was going on since the last time he was there. All right. There we go. All right. So yeah, the Louisville game, the rushing yards, uh Charlie Jones had 35 yards, Javaris 24, Moss 20. Wright come in with a minus 15 on this one. The defense tore his ass up. Ah, for Louisville, their running back Kobe Smith had 48, Stripling 39. So I mean, I think it was just some the big
what I-
plays from that Mario Uridia, whatever his name is, and Kobe Smith was a pretty big dude. I remember I was watching some of the highlights of that.
from what I remember, that game, Louisville was going no huddle. Like, I mean, they were playing
Oh
today's
yeah.
football.
Oh
You
yeah.
know.
If because that was early in what's his name, Patino, whatever his name
Hmm.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was early in his.
bicycle coach.
Yeah, because Lamar was getting pretty close to coming to Louisville back then.
Yep.
Because when did Lamar go to Louisville?
Oh no, he went second stint, second time around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the next game. It was after a bye week because the Louisville game was on the 16th of September, and then the Miami versus Houston in the Orange Bowl on the 30th of September. Bye week. And this game here, this game with Miami playing Houston in the Orange Bowl was the first time Miami was not ranked in the top 25 since November 27th of 1999. Let that sink in because again, like I said earlier, we're only 4 seasons removed from the Fiesta Bowl thievery. You know, in '03 went from 12 and 0 to unranked, cuz right now Miami's sitting at 1 and 2. Go figure.
Yikes.
I mean, it's crazy, but it's true. And I did actually I did have some time at work the other night, so I kind of watched a little bit of this game here, and it when I say it was ugly, it was typical after bye week ugly
The
against
Miami
Houston.
tradition.
Yeah, it against Houston. You know, and it was just it was ugly. But see, here's the thing. So Miami won 14-13. All right. But here's the stats. Okay. Yeah, rushing yards. Houston had 80 yards rushing. Miami had 230 yards rushing. Uh I don't know QB. I don't know if he was the quarterback. I know that
Right, it was Brian Baum.
Brian Baum, yeah. But the quarterback was Kevin Kolb. Kolb, Kolb. I think the other Brom was was it the season before that when they played in or last season it was either in '05 or '04 when they played in I don't remember. I really don't remember. But anyway, so yeah, Miami had 230 yards rushing. Javaris James, little freshman, he was playing high school ball the year before. Javaris, cousin Javaris comes in and has 148 yards rushing. Uh, Charlie Jones, 46. Daron Thomas, right down the road from Destrehan, he had 23 yards. Uh, Hell, Kyle Wright even had 15 yards rushing. He wasn't in the minus. Okay, passing yards was basically even. Houston had 196, Miami had 190. But this is a very interesting stat right here. Kyle Wright was 16 of 27 threw 190 yards, but threw 2 interceptions. Very Van Dykish after a bye week, don't you think? All right, let it go. Let it go. So basically, here's the deal. Total offensive yards. Houston had 276 total yards. Miami had 420 total offensive yards. Could only muster up 14 points against Houston. Is that like not the craziest thing?
It's the greatest thing on the face of this earth.
No. Oh, okay. QB said, yeah, he was a QB. Okay, yeah, I got you. I got you. You got to remember, I'm not like some of these other cats QB. I don't really get into the history of other teams. I'm having a hard enough time remembering the defensive roster for Miami. So no, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. So yeah, that one bright spot in the receiving, uh, Leggett had 72 yards receiving on 2 catches. So, but they just couldn't get the damn ball in the end zone. You know, uh, it was just ugly, 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 ugly. How they won that game, I don't know, but they did. So now your Miami Hurricanes still not ranked, still not ranked. And just for the record, it's going to be a little while before they're ranked again. So get used to it. I know we shouldn't be jumping ahead, but I thought I'd let you know. Uh, so the next week, they take on North Carolina in the Orange Bowl. Uh, let's see. Javaris James had a 62-yard touchdown run. Longest play of the season, and James ended up with 111 yards. Miami did win 27-20, 27-7, 27-7. Uh, and I was watching some of that because I wanted to see how the hell they beat North Carolina. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
we haven't seen that in a while. But they actually had I don't want to say it was a halfback pass, but right through it to Levon Ponder, backwards pass, and then he turned around and threw the pass to Sam Shields for a touchdown. That was pretty cool. Um, so other than that, Kyle Wright was 13 of 21 for 143 yards, and he sat out the fourth quarter. I didn't see where he got hurt or anything. They just sat him down. So, uh oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I forgot to look at. Oh yeah, third down conversion in that Houston game. Miami was 6 of 13, so they got a little bit better, a little bit better. But against North Carolina, Miami was 4 of 14 on third downs. That is just crazy. No turnovers. They did have a fumble, but they didn't lose it. They did recover a fumble from North Carolina. Uh, Kirby Freeman comes in. He was 1 for 4, no yards.
Worst
So
quarterback in Miami Hurricanes history. Do not debate me.
we're getting there. Oh, we're getting there, buddy. Uh, but as far as receiving goes, Olsen had 95 yards receiving. Ryan Hill, good to see you back again. We haven't heard from you in a while. He had 27 yards receiving, Shields 37. And like I said, Miami pulled it out 27-7. Now,
We're back.
now, the game that will live in infamy. The the old Miami Florida International game in the Orange Bowl. And it wasn't even broad. It was like
It was on C. It was like on CNET.
Yeah, it was some small. It wasn't nationally televised. I bet you they're kicking themselves in the ass for that because they had front row seats for that.
It's like Spectrum, C Spectrum, something
Something,
crazy.
yeah, it was. I knew there was a C in there because I was watching some of that earlier this afternoon, just kind of get a feel of exactly what had happened. Oh, so yeah, basically, it was Florida International. Before we get into the skirmish, uh, Miami was 3 of 10 on third downs against this team. Uh, Miami only had 90 yards rushing. CSS, that's it. QB says CSS.
CSS. There you go. That was
I
it.
knew
Yep.
there was a C in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're old.
yeah, I know. And then, of course, only had 189 yards passing. Now, FIU only had 28 yards rushing and 86 yards passing. Their quarterback, Josh Patrick, he had 2 interceptions. But the fight, I mean, they were, from what I saw, I mean, I really didn't see anything, but then again, I may have missed it. But I mean, there was probably some chirping going on. Uh, but it was on that extra point. If I saw it correctly, it was like
Yep.
9 minutes left in the third quarter because what's his name? What's his name? James Bryant caught a 5 yard pass from Kyle Wright. And
And he
some
started to
people,
talk trash.
yeah, I mean, so again, I don't y'all are down there, you may know it, but I mean, I don't it just got a little chirpy, but it just I forget who it was, but it was two guys on the extra point. They went after it. Next thing you know, it looked like last chance you out there on the field, And of course, everybody
Randy
saw
Phillips.
come in there with the helmet and all. Yeah, it was
It was Randy Phillips that started everything.
yeah. So uh as a result, well, Miami did win the game 35-0. So now they're what? Uh 3-2, 3-3,
It's a
something like that.
comeback.
Yeah. So, as a result, 13 players were suspended for the Duke game, and it showed. I don't have the names, but 13 of them got suspended. All right, so the next week, Miami plays Duke at Duke. Uh, the good thing about it, um,
We won the game.
yeah, that's basically about it because according to the write up here, Duke had two chances in the final 5 minutes to win it. Uh, they had a fourth down pass was dropped, and then they got the ball back, and it got picked off by Willie Cooper, intercepted a Duke pass in the end zone, so they got lucky on that. So yeah, Miami won 20-15. Again, like I said, 13 players were suspended, and it showed. Uh, Miami had 30 yards rushing for the whole game. Duke had 96. I'm really you starting to see where some of these rushing yards are not very stellar.
Well,
I
we
don't
had
know if
an
it's
amazing offensive line, coach.
I was gonna say I don't know. Uh but Kyle Wright did have excuse me. He had about 299 yards. We'll say 300 yards. He was 24-41 with one interception. Now, the Duke quarterback had 4 interceptions, so that didn't help their cause very much. Plus, they had a fumble, 2 fumbles, and lost one of them. So, total offensive yards, Miami had 329, Duke had 380. You know, uh, Miami had 120 penalty yards that game, 15 penalties for 120 yards. And of course, their third down conversion was 4-14. So it, it was just bad. Miami was missing people, and then the turnovers, the penalties, it was crazy. Oh,
I'm sorry to interrupt.
no.
I'm not trying to jump to the conclusion, but I remember because I kind of have the game in the background. I'm scared that our offense might be the same this year. Under the gun, slow, max protect. I'm scared that our offense might look the same as this year.
Well, the thing is, Hollywood Hogan, is it's kind of been like that for a little bit now, you
Yeah.
know? I mean,
Well,
Lashley
Lashley
come in and
opened it
kinda
up.
opened it up and kinda went
Yes.
down the field. The only problem is you would start an offensive possession for Miami. Next thing you know, 10 seconds later, the defense is back on the field, you know?
Well, that's when you have depth, then you could have that
Right,
type of
right.
offense. But we didn't
But
have
yeah,
depth.
now it's dude, we got Xavier Restrepo coming in to help the tight end block.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's continue. Sorry.
I'll say one last thing. Why not just bring Instead of having a tight end, put in Samson as a tight end. Let him do some blocking over there. It'd be a lot better. But I
Yeah.
digress. I
Or
digress.
get a fullback or whatever.
Something. So, uh, so as far as receiving, Lance Leggett had 131 yards. Sam Shields 88. Other than that, some dude, let's see, Wright for Duke. Restrepo or lead block for the running. Oh yeah, QB says Restrepo is the lead blocking for the running back. Yeah, you're right. That's sad when your receiver has to do that. But anyway, so Wright for Duke had 176 yards receiving. So yeah, that was their bread and butter. So like I said, Miami pulled it out 20 to 15. You had 13 people suspended. And this moves us over to the next week at Bobby Dodd Stadium.
Fun
Your
times.
your Miami Hurricanes taking on the number 21 Georgia Tech Yellow
Reggie
Jackets.
Ball and Megatron.
Yes, yes, yes.
And Tenard Choice was a running back, right?
Yes, very good, very good, very good. So, but it was kind of almost like the same team they faced the season before.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here. Kyle Wright. Well, Georgia Tech won 30-23. Now Wright went uh 21 of 31, 20 of 31 with one interception. And hang on, I'm missing something here. Okay, they had three fumbles. Yeah, they had three fumbles and an interception for Miami. So they had turnover problems, you know. Oh, Javaris James, hey, 113 yards rushing. I think the offensive line got it in gear. Oh. Then late they scored. Let's see here. Well, actually, they only had one offensive touchdown because, according to the stats here, Glenn Cook had a 19-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown in the first quarter. It must have been like maybe the second play of the game. He picked up a fumble and took off. Then it was field goal, field goal, field goal. At least Petty was hitting field goals this time. And then with about 2 minutes left in the game, Miami's already down 30 to what's that? That'd be 16. Yeah, 30 to 16. Olsen caught a 41-yard touchdown pass with about 2.5 minutes left, made it 30 to 23, but it really didn't matter. Yeah, Miami had 5 fumbles. They fumbled the ball 5 times and lost 3 of those fumbles. I'm no guru, but you can't really be successful when you do that. And then, of course, like I said, Wright had the interception. Third down conversion, 3 of 12. 3 of 12. And they only lost by 7. 3 of 12. The sad thing is Georgia Tech was 3 of 12 also on third down.
Yep.
Miami actually outgained Georgia Tech 317 yards to 282 for Georgia Tech. But again, and then there was like, let's see, Miami had 4 sacks. Georgia Tech had 6 sacks. I mean, there were sacks going all over the place. It's just Miami couldn't hang on to the damn ball. So, like I said, Javaris James had 113 yards rushing. Mr. Choice for Georgia Tech had 107. Now, this is impressive. Kyle Wright, like I said, he was 20 of 31, one interception for 246 yards. Reggie Ball was 11 of 27 for 188. And he had minus 20 rushing yards. Never saw that coming. Again, how did why well, if they'd have held on to the ball, they could have won the game. Uh as far as receiving goes, Olsen had 91 yards, Shields 45, Leggett 55. Uh Megatron had 68 yards receiving, and Mr. Johnson, Jay Johnson, had 69 yards receiving. So if Miami would have held on to the ball, they'd have been all right. So what's that? Oh, okay, yeah, they won. All right, the next week. I'm telling you, when I told y'all this was going to be bad, it's bad. Oh, let's see here. Okay. Yeah, this is the Virginia Tech game. Number 24, Virginia Tech at the Orange Bowl. Okay, no bye week. No bye week. So, uh, apparently, Javaris James had to leave in the second quarter with the hip pointer, and Tyrone Moss scored the only touchdown for Miami. Uh, the final score was 17-10, Virginia Tech. Uh,
Who was the QB?
for Virginia Tech,
Mm-hmm.
Glennon.
Okay.
Come to find out, let's see, it says Miami came in with one touchdown in its last 20 offensive series. It went all the way to 1 for 29 until Moss hit that fourth quarter touchdown. So they had, out of 29 offensive series, they only scored one time. So two out of 30. That's bad. Touchdowns now, not field goals, touchdowns. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was it was ugly. You know, Miami had 153 rushing yards. Virginia Tech only had 53. Oh my God, am I seeing this right? Virginia Tech had 86 passing yards. Miami had 84. Yeah. Kyle Wright was 14 of 29, two interceptions, and 84 yards passing. Total offensive yards for Virginia Tech was 139. Miami was 237. That is friggin' crazy. But the problem is Kyle Wright had two interceptions. Kirby Freeman come in and had an interception. He was 0 for 1 passing with an interception. Yeah. Good times, people. Good times.
Is that the Kirby Freeman with the U tattoo on his back that changed into a
I thought
O
I thought
for
that was
Baylor?
I thought that was Marv that did that.
No, that was Kirby Freeman. Then when he
That
tried
was
to,
Freeman? Okay.
yeah,
I
then when he transferred
remember
to
it.
Baylor,
Yeah, he
he
just
changed it to
to
a B or
a
something like that.
bar. Yeah, something. Yeah, okay. I remember that. I just didn't remember who it was. Either way, third down conversion. Again, Miami was 3 of 13. Of course, 62 yards and penalties didn't help Miami either. So yeah, the turnovers got them again. Yeah, I mean, it was they lost it. And then the next week, well, during that week between the 4th and the 11th, that's when uh that's when Brian Potter got shot and killed. He was I think it was a couple of days after that Virginia Tech game. That's when he got shot. So it was now they were playing Maryland up in Maryland, and that was crazy. And I know hindsight's 2020, but then we find out it was one of the dudes on the team that shot him.
Horrible,
You know,
horrible,
it was
horrible.
it was a rough year between the FIU brawl and now Potter done got shot, and the team. It's just it was tough. It was tough. So to do trailing in my now Maryland did jump out to I think it was 14-10 at half. Well, actually, yeah, I had to check this out. In the first quarter, I guess it was probably, I mean, it was like 12 minutes left. Oh, at quarterback for Louisville, Hollenbach threw a 65-yard touchdown to let's see what's his name, Howard Bay, Hayward Bay, D Hayward Bay, 65-yard touchdown pass. Okay. And then at the beginning of the second quarter, throws a 96-yard touchdown pass to the same receiver. I mean, just blew right past, who was it? Was it Sharp? Yeah, that receiver blew right past Sharp. So they were up 14-0 before you knew it. Oh, now Ryan Moore, where you been, Ryan? He had a 21-yard touchdown pass from Kirby Freeman. Oh, they actually Miami had a chance, but they fumbled a punt with like I think there's about a minute and a half left. They fumbled a punt. So they had a chance to do their thing. But uh apparently Freeman got the start in this game. Wright was out with a thumb injury. Imagine that. Can't make There's a lot of coincidences going on in the world. So the stats, Miami had 18 first downs, Maryland had 6. But when you're throwing a 65-yard touchdown and a 96-yard touchdown, it really doesn't matter. Oh, Freeman in his first start, his first complete game, he was 14 of 27, one interception for 140 yards. Did have Miami had 180 yards rushing. Javaris James had 78. Freeman had 51. So he did do something right. As far as receiving goes, Ryan Moore had 50 yards, Greg Olson 41. Miami did have a fumble. They did lose a fumble, but their third down conversions were 13 of 21. So that's a little better. That's a little bit better. Not much, but better. And of course, with those two long touchdown passes, that Hayward Bay receiver for Maryland had 175 yards receiving. So, yeah, Miami was playing number 24 Maryland. They lost 14-13. And it only gets better. So far, I mean, because this is very exciting, riveting stuff. But I think so far, turnovers and third down conversions have been killing this team. Oh, I didn't realize this, but going into this Virginia game in mid-November, Miami had the number 5 defense in the nation. Because if you think about it, we'll go back here right quick, and I'm sure we'll see it at the end of the year stats. But they gave up 13 to Florida State, 10 to Florida A&M. Now Louisville was 31, Houston was 13, North Carolina was 7. Nothing against FIU. Duke was 15. Georgia Tech was 30. So you had those two games. But other than that, it was all under 20 points. So kind of makes sense, but it is what it is. So the Virginia game. Oh,
That's just that's just for all the people that say there was no talent in this program. There's always talent in the program.
oh yeah,
Just
there was talent. Like I said, just from sitting here reading all this stuff, turnovers were killing them. Because in some of these games, I'm not going to go back. I mean, we'll look at the end of the year numbers, but Miami was outgaining most of these teams, you know, uh, even in the losses. It's just the turnovers were killing them, you know. I think, the defense considering did pretty admirable there. But to go into because right now they are 5 and are they 5-6, 5-5? I think Miami was 5-5, maybe 4. Anyway, who cares? Yeah, they were 5-5 going into this. Okay, so the next week Miami's playing Virginia at Virginia, Charlottesville. So come to find out, Kyle Wright was having season-ending surgery to his thumb, so Kirby Freeman was making a second start. Oh, Lance Leggett he threw a 77-yard touchdown to Lance Leggett. Oh, of course, that was with like 3 minutes left to go in the game, and that was basically the only score Miami had. Oh, Miami lost the game 17-7. Freeman, we'll look at that right quick. Kirby Freeman in his second start was 11 of 18, one interception and 152 yards passing, in which 57 went to Greg, 81 to Lance, and then it was just scattered around. Oh, Javaris James had 95 yards rushing. Now, one thing I did not know about this season, that the defense, not only was the defense for Miami ranked as number 5 defense in the country so far, they had not allowed any team to rush for 100 yards the whole season so far. So it looks to me like the defense had the talent. They were doing their business. I mean, offense had talent. They just couldn't stop turning the ball over. So what ended up happening was, you had 3 guys for Virginia. Snelling had 57 yards. Sewell had 41 yards. Ogletree had 38, which that gave them the 132 rushing yards. Now, as a result, I must have put okay. There you go. So, again, it wasn't a very interesting game, but Virginia had 21 first downs for the game. Miami had 11. You know, Miami had 111 yards rushing. Like I said, Virginia 132. It was the first time all season that Miami's defense gave up more than 100 yards rushing. Passing yards, of course, Kirby had 152. Who was the quarterback? No. Oh, okay, Jamil Sewell, yeah. He had 217 yards passing. Total offense, Virginia had 350 yards total offense. Miami only had like 263. And to only lose by 10 is like wild. Miami did have a fumble they lost, another turnover, so that was 2 turnovers in that game. I haven't kept up with all the turnovers, but it's been a lot. Third down conversion. Miami was 3 of 10. 3 of 10. And let's see. Hey, that was about it. It wasn't very pretty. Uh offense just couldn't get it going. Virginia just ran the ball, threw it. They won. Okay. Now, the next game, which was actually on Thanksgiving, against Boston College in the Orange Bowl. Actually, there were two themes for that night. That was senior night. That was the first home game for Miami since the passing of Pata. That is also where we get the photo. They had
The kneel down.
the kneel down and the sheet with the photo of Pata on there, which also had the photo of the killer there too. He was there kneeling, looking at it. And then the other theme, which was all that apparently was it ABC or ESPN could talk about, was the anniversary of the Flutie Hail Mary
Every year.
all year. We could play Boston College in September. They're gonna, yeah. But anyway, that's the cross we bear. Oh, so Boston College comes in 18th. They were ranked 18th. This is yeah, Maryland was 24th. So Virginia was not ranked. So this is another top 20 matchup for Miami. Uh yeah, like I said, it was the first home game since Potter passed. And of course, I didn't realize this, but for this game in '06, Boston College had lost 15 straight. Now, Miami did win this game 17-14, but the last time the Boston College had beat Miami was on that Hail Mary night. That's the craziest thing, dude.
Wow.
Yes. Oh, and the interesting part about this game was the quarterback for Boston College, Matt Ryan.
Oh, interesting. Did
Yes.
not know that.
I thought it was a little bit later, but I didn't realize he was in '06. But anyway, he was. So
Carter was a freshman.
he probably was. So badoop boom boom boom. We have let's see. For the stats, Kirby Freeman is behind under center. He goes 13 of 26 for 181 yards with three three interceptions. Very TVD-esque of him. Uh but Miami won the game, you know. Boston College scored 2 touchdowns in the first half. After that, they didn't score anything. One was actually on a 22-yard interception return, so they only had one offensive touchdown. But if you look at the stats, everything's damn near even. Boston College had 24 yards rushing for the game. Miami had 66. Uh, Matt Ryan was 17 to 34 for 169 yards and one interception. Tough, tough, tough.
And that's an NFL quarterback.
Now, just when you thought Miami's third down conversion, which was 2 of 13 for that game, couldn't get any worse, couldn't be any worse, or couldn't be outdone, Boston College was 2 of 24 on third downs that game. So, I don't want to get into the what if, would, should have, may, I don't know, but if you take away that interception return, really could have been a lot bigger win for Miami, but not an explosive offensive powerhouse this year. So let's see. As far as the rushing goes, Javaris James had 45 yards, Freeman 32. Uh Receiving, Ryan Moore, 77 yards, Olsen, 56, James, 34. So as a result, Miami finished 7-6. No, wait a minute. Hold up. We got one more game to go.
Yep, the Blue Bowl.
One more game to go. The hell? The MPC. That,
Micro Metro, is it Micro or Metro? Yeah, Micro PCS Bowl.
yeah, Micro PC, yes. Computers
Micro
Bowl
PC, yeah.
at Bronco Stadium in Boise, Idaho. The blue turf, the Smurf turf. I hate that stuff. It just don't look right. Oh, and of course it was. I mean, this is New Year's Eve. Temperatures in the upper 20s. Wind chill of upper teens. Oh, Miami did. They won it 21 to 20. Luckily, Chavez Grant, he made an interception with 18 seconds left. And uh, in Larry Coker's final game as Miami Hurricanes head coach, Miami pulled it out. Uh, actually,
Laugh all
Miami,
you want. That's like what? Our second bowl wins. We have what, two bowl wins since
let me
from
see.
then?
Hang on. Let me go over here.
Because the next
Let's
time I think we won a bowl game was under Rick, I think.
Yes, that game in '06 they won that one. And then in '08 they lost the Emerald Bowl, '09 the Champs Bowl, 2010 the Sun Bowl, 2013 the Athletic Bowl, 14, excuse me, the
Oh,
Independence Bowl.
this is
Hang on.
good.
2015 the Sun Bowl, and then in 2016
The champs.
Mark Rick comes in and leads them to a victory in the Russell Athletic Bowl. So yeah,
So two bowl wins, and we haven't won a bowl since then.
no, because you know in 2004 was it Miami played Florida in the Peach Bowl and won that game. Then they lost in '05 against LSU and then won that. They won this game. And then, like I said, that's 6 bowl losses in a row before they won. And then 5. How much longer is it gonna last? You know? Uh-oh. Let's see. 2015 Sun Bowl was the RB pass. Oh yeah, in the snow. Yes.
In the snow.
Was it the snow or I thought that I
That was with the when we did the halfback pass
in the
and
rain
in the snow against
at the
South Carolina.
in the Sun Bowl.
Yeah, in the Sun Bowl. It was
Okay.
snowing.
I was thinking it was the one up in New York. Well, regardless of the fact, I know the play you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
James Coley was an OC.
Yes, yes. So yeah, basically in the 21st century. Well, let me take that back. Since Larry Coker left in '06, his last stand, Coker won that game. They won that game, the bowl game, and Miami is 1 for 11, 12. No, pinstripe. I got pinstripe. I got the pinstripe. 1-11. That's sad. You know that?
You think so?
That's sad. And now, don't get me wrong. I know in this day and age, and in the last however many seasons, a lot of, unless it's the playoffs or the championship, a lot of these cats don't stick around for it. Uh, but still, it was Nevada, you know?
Take the
Oh,
victory.
exactly. So again, this is really becoming Very crazy, but Nevada had 23 first downs, Miami had 13. Miami only had 28 yards rushing. Nevada had 90. So the defense was holding the rushing numbers down for the Hurricanes. Passing yards, Kirby, please free this man, was 11 of 19 for 272 with one interception. Total yardage, basically, they were the same. Miami had 300, Nevada had 297. Now, third down conversion. Again, Miami was 3 of 10. Nevada was 4 of 15, though. Both teams got sacked a few times. Now, rushing, Javaris James was the highlight reel. He had 35 yards. Receiving, Shields had 101 yards, Moore 96, Olsen 45. And as a result, Miami finished the season 7-6. Oh, and one thing about that Boston College game, I forgot to mention that if Boston College would have won that game against Miami, they would have been the Atlantic Division champions.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So payback was kind of nice, apparently, But come to find out, Wake Forest and Georgia Tech played for the ACC championship. I believe Wake Forest won that game. I have to double check. So Miami finishes 7-6 overall, 3-5 in conference. Sounds kind of familiar. The only thing is, back then they fired the head coach. Today, don't you say anything about it. The head coach being 7-6.
No. So,
No, yeah,
quick question.
yes. No, you take your time.
Revisionist history. Should we have fired Larry Coker?
Honestly,
Yep.
I'm gonna say no because they should have never should have promoted him. Because once Butch Davis's players left, the ones who could basically coach themselves, Coker, as they brought these young men in, it's almost like they let the
Don't. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
I don't want to say inmates run the prison because that could be misconstrued, but you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah, I know.
It's
What you mean.
like
That's what I was like. Yeah, I know.
it just didn't have no control. It's like grandpa, the substitute teacher, you know?
Yeah, I know.
And you had the talent. The talent was there. But, the recruiting because like I said earlier, the recruiting, whoops, there it is. The 2006 class was ranked 14th. Okay. 2005 class was ranked 7th. All right. 2004 was ranked 4th. 2003 was ranked 5th. All right. Won't go to 2002. So, this team, this 2006 team, you basically had 3 top 10 recruiting classes.
Yeah.
In which you had, 2 of them in the top 5? Yeah, one at 4, one at 5, and I said the other one was at 7?
Sounds
Yeah.
kind of similar what's going on now, right?
Yeah, 4, 5, and 7. You had 2 top 5 recruiting classes. But the numbers they went down. And of course, the 06 class that came in as a whole, I mean, I would say we went over the players. You had good players.
You have
You had
NFL
talent.
players, not good players, NFL players.
Right. You had the talent. Okay. I don't know where I don't know. I guess at that time, they felt the players coming in, they come out to be, a rank of 14. Now, of course, they must have developed luckily and got better, but the talent was there. You know,
Well,
the just like now, the talent is here.
well,
The
did we have the mustache man back then, screaming and yelling and all that stuff?
you know, we were talking about that the other day, and I kept Coker couldn't bring in receivers. And yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, QB says Coker couldn't bring in
Yep, I
receivers and
see it.
quarterbacks, and it's true. I mean, but you remember when the mustache man got here?
Hold on, I mean, Cal Wright was the number one quarterback in the nation. Ryan Moore was the number one receiver in the nation. Lance Leggett was a top five receiver in the nation. Greg Olson was the number one tight end in the nation. I mean, he brought in talent, like I've said before. Like I keep saying, if your coaching sucks, it doesn't matter what type of recruits you get. I don't. That's why when our fan base gets excited, we're the number whatever recruiting class. Our talent sucked before. It's like no, don't care about that.
Right, right, right.
What's wrong with our coaches? How do our coaches look like? That's
Well,
what I care about.
right, but see, you can't talk about that. But
Yeah.
I mean, again, I didn't do anything cumulative, but just looking at it, the defense was really good. They had their moments, but yeah, depth wise, because now we start getting into the Kirby Freeman.
Now
Oh,
that is true. We had Ryan Moore playing.
yeah,
Yeah, we had Ryan Moore playing receiver. That was crazy.
yeah. So it's matter of fact, before we get into the final stats, the '07 recruiting class, just to take a quick peek at it, was ranked number 19. So we're
Not
we're
not
going down.
bad, but it's still not bad though.
It's not bad. No, it's not bad because this is where you bring in DeMarcus Van Dyke, Alan Bailey, uh,
NFL,
Ma-
NFL.
up, Robert Marv,
Robert Marv.
Robert Marv from Tampa. Uh, no, wait a minute. I swore I saw Orlando in the '06 class. In the '06 class, what happened here?
He probably was not accepted
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what I'm
had to,
thinking.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I'm like, no, this. Oh, and then same thing with Greg Cooper. Apparently, okay, so they had early signing period. Oh, okay, so apparently something must have happened. Anyway, regardless of the fact, oh, Leonard Hankerson comes in. Oh, I never could pronounce this young man's name, but O'Kane Farquharson.
Yeah, Farkason, give me one. I'm
Farquharson.
going to be for a second. Okay.
Go ahead. Ah, so I mean, if you look at these star rankings, okay. Now again, I'm assuming this is from Rivals. That's the only thing I could find that went back that far. Uh, according to their rankings, but you know, I don't know. But we're getting close to the young bulls class too. So, all right. Oh Lord, I've been talking for an hour and a half. This is such riveting stuff. So to take a look at the year end stats, the total stats for 2006. So Miami outscored. Before I get into this, I got to go refill my cup. I'm gonna be right back. Just for a sec. I'll be right back. Give me about a minute. All right, I'm back. I had to go refill the cup right quick. All this talking then got me dry mouthed, cotton mouthed. Good Lord, what did I do to my earbuds? Hang on. So if y'all talking about me, I can't hear you. Could be a good thing. All right, so back to it. And we're back. All right, so looking at the year end stats, Miami outscored their opponents 255 to 201. Miami averaged 19, 20 points a game. The opponent's about 15, 15 and a half. Ah, excuse me. Rushing yards, Miami gained 1,500 yards. Opponents only got 882. Average yards per rush, Miami had 3.5. Their opponents was only about 2.5. Average per game, Miami averaged 116 yards a game. Their opponents about 68. So that's, I mean, the rushing, I mean, they did average 116 yards a game, even though there were some games that they were kind of low, but they did hold the opponents to under an average under 68 yards a game. Do, 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 do. Now, passing. Passing. As combined, but it was
I'm
mostly
back.
Mike. Hey, okay, all right. So most it was the quarterbacks were 213 for 360 for 15 interceptions.
Who? I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Because I had to.
These are just some year end stats. The
Got
total
it.
together. So far, the only thing you really missed was the rushing yardage. Miami was averaging 116 rushing yards a game. Their opponent, the defense was holding the opponent to like 68 yards a game. So that's pretty good for that.
Don't want to be a pain, but I have a question. Could
Okay.
you compare that 2006 stats to last year's stats?
We can. Won't take but just a second.
Just want to see where we stand.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I may not be able to see the chat, but okay, so rushing yards. Okay, so we want to look at the rushing yards, the average per game.
Total, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so the average for 2004. Wait a minute, what do I have 2000? Why do I have two?
2006.
Why do I have 2004 up? I want 2005.
No, we're at 2006.
Right, but I want 2005. What the hell's going on?
Are we 2000? No, we're at 2005. Sorry, yeah, you. I forgot
No,
we
no,
were
no,
there.
no, no, no.
Am I drunk? I haven't had any
Oh,
drinks
okay. No, no,
today.
no. Okay, I see where my problem was. Okay, hang on. I know where my problem was. Uh I was looking at the wrong guide. That's what it was. That's all it was. Okay, let me get to it. Okay, there it is. All right, 2005. Let me pull this over.
But hold on, I
Yep.
thought we were in 2006 season.
We are in 2006, but you wanted to compare it to 2005, correct?
No, to 2023.
Oh, now
Yes.
you're
Sorry.
okay. No, 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 no. Just you got to be patient because I got to hang on. All I got to do is go here and here. Media guide, complete guide. Now I don't. Yeah, no, because I don't know what the 2020. All I can get is the. Oh crap! Where would I find the stats for 2023? I wonder. I wonder if it would be at. wonder if they'd have it at the Hurricane site. Doom, 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 doom. Because I know the 2024 media guide would have it. Football statistics for 20. Oh, shit. Get the frack out of here. Okay. Well, are you going to show it? Here we go. All right. Now, I don't know. Now, I'm looking at the stats, the total stats from MiamiHurricanes.com. So, let's see. Rushing. Let me learn to read this. Okay. So, apparently, let me make this a little bigger. It might make it easier. Okay. On rushing. Okay. It says Miami had 2,250 yards rushing total. In 06, Miami had 1,500 yards. So, and that brings us to an average of 173 yards rushing per game in 2023. And average per game in 2006 was 116. But you also have to remember in 2006, you basically had true freshman Javaris James carrying the load.
Right.
Moss kind of got a little bit of playing time. Uh, Charlie Jones got a little bit of playing time, but it was mostly Javaris James. This past season, well, you had a room of running backs. Now, I guess the question lies why, and some people could probably say, well, we had a better offensive line this year than they did in 06. And that may be. That may be. But I think that's just the running backs that we had more capable running backs this year than they did in 06. Now, check
You sure
this out.
about that?
We had more now than we did in 06.
Yeah.
I mean, because think about it. You had I know Cheney he had the Georgia Tech game, but you still had Parrish and Allen, Fletcher before he got hurt. So I mean, I guess what I'm getting at as a whole, I would say that the 2023 running back room was more capable than the '06 room because again, he had come back, he wasn't his same self, gained some weight, got a little slower, and Javaris was a true freshman.
Okay. I'll give it to you. Yeah, you're right.
You know, uh, and then now here's the impressive part. The defense in '06 only gave up 68 yards a game rushing, whereas the 2023 defense gave up 105, 106 yards a game average rushing. Which is pretty crazy.
Yep.
So I mean, pretty good defense back in '06. All right, so passing.
Uh-oh.
Now this is interesting.
This is
I'm
where you're
looking
going.
at this. This is interesting. Okay. So in 2006, in passing, now it was Freeman and Wright, mostly Freeman near the end, but Miami was 213 of 360. 213 completions out of 360 attempts with 15 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
This is 20 now in 2023. Miami was 283 of 436. Pretty darn close
Mm-hmm.
with 14 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with TVD. Of course, we can't forget about Emory. You know, what was it, 8 for 23?
Right. But he threw like what, one interception?
Maybe. But that's scary. Now here's something that's even scarier. The defense. Okay, the defense, the opposition against Miami's defense in '06 was 193 of 362 with 12 interceptions. In 2023, the defense was it was 200 the opposition was 225 of 396 with 12 interceptions. That's crazy. Ooh, this is even more interesting. So in 2006, they were averaging 7.1 yards per pass. 2023 was 7.7.
I don't know if I should have asked you this.
Okay. No, I mean this is good stuff. We may have to kind of do this too, but the defense in '06 was only giving up 6.7 yards per pass. In 2023, it was 7.09 yards given up per pass. Oh, yes. Oh, well, now in 2006, there was only 16 passing touchdowns, but there were 23 in 2023.
Okay.
The defense in 2006 gave up 9 passing touchdowns. That's pretty darn impressive. 2023 gave up 16. So, where's the total? Okay, here are the totals. Total offense in 2006 was 4,075 yards. In 2023, it was 5,600. Average plays, average yards per play, total offense, passing, rushing, was 5.1 in 2006. In 2023, it was 6.4.
Okay. That's on defense or offense? I'm sorry.
That's on offense. That's the
Okay.
offense. Now the defense in 2006 gave up 4.4. We'll say 4.5 for argument's sake. The defense only gave up 4.5 yards per play. Okay, total. In 2023, it was 5.2. So I mean, if Miami had if Miami in 2006, if they could have just stopped the turnovers, they had a chance. Because that's a pretty good. That's not a bad defense
Yeah.
in 2006. Um, now something. Oh wow, this is interesting. So I was harping the whole time about third down conversions. In 2006, Miami was 58 of 168 on third downs with a third down conversion rate of 35%. In 2023, Miami on third down was 67 of 163 for 41%. So that's a difference of 6%. Think we still got a problem?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
all I'm doing is sitting here. I feel like Ben Stein on or whatever his name was on Ferris Bueller. But I mean, these numbers don't lie.
They don't lie. It's
Uh,
rinse and repeat.
exactly. Oh, let's see. That's well. Doo-doo-doo. What am I looking at? No. Well, that's really. So I mean, there's a the number. I mean, if you just take the different, I don't want to say eras or time of the way the game was played, but it's kind of it was kind of the same.
Yeah.
It's not like you went from we're not comparing 79 to 2009. I mean, you're talking 2023 versus 2006. There really wasn't much difference in the offenses.
Right.
Even just the opponents still basically the same offenses. And oh, hang on, do they have? Hold on, let me see something. Okay, so one thing I do see in 2006, Miami had 22 fumbles and lost 9 of them. All right. In 2023, Miami had 13 fumbles and lost 8 of them. So, they lost one less fumble this year than they did in 2006. Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask
Shoot.
your opinion. Let me ask your opinion, Hollywood Hogan. Heck, I don't even know if anybody's even said anything in the chat. No, okay, good. Oh, look, hearing those numbers. And honestly, dude, I think the numbers were basically between 2006 and 2023. They're kind of tit
The
for
same.
tat almost.
Yeah. Pretty
You
much
know,
same.
in your opinion,
Oh.
which team was better? If the
So
2006 team lined
great.
up with
So great. This is remember I said let's go position by position, improve or I forgot what it was.
upgrade or
Upgrade,
downgrade?
downgrade. All right. So let's do
Okay,
this.
all right.
Quarterback, and we cannot use even. Quarterback.
Are we
I say
using okay? When you say quarterback, are you just talking about the position, regardless of who was in there?
correct.
Oh, I think what for
So
2023?
2023, I say upgrade.
Yes, upgrade.
Okay, we agree. Running backs.
I'm gonna say upgrade for 2023.
I'm gonna say upgrade.
And I based that on the fact, like I said, all you really had was James, a freshman, versus the running
And a
back. But it was
and a fat moss.
yes. Continue.
Okay. Receivers. Oof, I'm struggling
That
too. Don't
that
worry about it.
that could be a trick question because in '06 they had good receivers.
Yep.
It's just they didn't have a quarterback
Back.
that could get it to them.
Right.
This year, you had good receivers, but a coach that wouldn't let the ball get thrown to him.
We cannot say push, so we got to pick one. I am going to say
I'm I'm
this year
I'm
is an
going to say this.
upgrade.
I'm going to say this year was a downgrade just because of Greg Olson in '06.
No, I didn't use tight ends yet. I was just saying receivers.
Oh, receivers.
Receivers.
Give me an upgrade this year.
Upgrade. Tight ends. I agree. Downgrade.
Downgrade.
That's easy. Offensive line. I'll say upgrade this year. Hold on.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no, hold on.
I'm gonna
Well,
say upgrade this year.
hold on. So you had Jason Fox.
Which he was a freshman that year, and he did really
He,
good. And if
he
I'm
did
not
really good.
mistaken,
You had
he was
Bain.
like,
He's a judge now. Bain was on that line.
yeah,
Rutledge was on that line.
yep.
Uh,
Oh, and Fox was a freshman All American on that.
Fox was a first.
If you give me a second, I can give you the. I think I can give you the depth chart on it. Or better yet, let's do this. Where the hell did he go? Well, anyway, go ahead. Do your.
I'm just trying to think. Center was Wambach, I think, or something like that. It's W something. Um, I would say upgrade this year.
Yeah.
He's not good. Yeah, so I'll say upgrade. Now let's
Okay.
go to defense.
Oh, this year? Go ahead.
Defensive line, downgrade.
Yes.
Cornerbacks, downgrade.
Yes.
Linebackers,
Downgrade.
downgrade.
Yeah.
Safeties, downgrade.
Downgrade. Yes.
Am I missing any other position on defense?
You talk about cornerbacks, right?
Yeah, I said cornerbacks is a
Yes. Yeah.
downgrade.
Yeah. Yeah. That '06 defense was awesome, dude. And the
Right.
numbers support it. They support it. I mean, of course, in I mean, the Maryland game, they got burnt twice, but that overall, yeah, the 2023 defense was a downgrade all the way around.
So our good friend Shad1419 is he's saying that the standard is 2001, right? This defense, our current defense doesn't even stack to the 2006 defense.
True, true.
So how are
I
we
would
going to
agree.
have the standard to 2001 when our defense doesn't not at no position stacks up to our 2006 defense,
Hmm.
our
Well,
2005 defense, our 2004, our 2003, 2002, 2001 defense?
I mean that is one thing about back then is the defenses were really good.
They were stout.
You know, they were consistent. They were really good. You could depend on them. Oh, but yeah, it's
So this is so I really wish you had more people on here listening to this because now things are starting to reason out. So what
yeah,
this means, in order for us to have a successful season this year, 2004, we need to have a potent offense.
yeah. I mean, defense wins championships, no question about it.
But we
But
we
you
just
have
figured
to
out
be able
right
to
now. We just figured out right now that our defense is not even going to stack up to 2006, which was a top five ish defense.
right,
Right?
right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No. I was just gonna say that the next question we would have to, or the next thing we would have to say upgrade or downgrade is the opponents 2023 versus 2006. You see where
Uh,
I'm getting at?
yeah, 1 second.
But I mean, regardless of the fact,
Excuse me.
no, regardless of the fact, I mean,
2006 five hurricane schedule. So back in 2006, we played one, two, three, four, five, six ranked teams. How many
I,
ranked teams did we play this year at the end of the year?
Hang on, let me pull my. I got tabs and windows up everywhere, and I'm trying to.
I can do it.
Okay, so 2023 schedule. Here we go. We played. Let's see. A&M was 23, Carolina was 12, Florida State was 4, and Louisville was 9. So we played two top 10.
1, 2, 3, 4. Play 4.
Yeah. 4 top 25, but they were kind of spread out, except for Florida State and Louisville.
So the schedule back then was tougher.
Uh I wouldn't.
Florida State, Louisville, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, Maryland, Boston College.
Right.
And we beat the team that was supposed to go to the ACC championship game.
Exactly. Um Trying to get my
Oh,
bearings straight here.
okay. I want to go one deeper level. This is going to
Okay.
be I might get your channel banded by this. Are you ready for this question?
Yes.
Upgrade or downgrade? Coaching, head coaching.
Oh my God.
You're gonna end the feed here. So all of a sudden, the CEO is gonna come in and just end the feed right quick, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh, the CEO is gonna end this feed.
Oh, that. Well, okay. Let's do this. Let's look at Larry Coker, shall we?
Yes,
He never had a losing season. He went 12-1, 11-2, 9-3, 9-3, 7-6.
I'm not gonna let you do that. We're just talking about 2006, Larry Coker versus Mario Cristobal, 2003.
Because you know where I was going with that.
Yeah, I know you're going. That's why I had to stop you.
Ah, oh my gosh. I feel like I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't because okay. I'm gonna have to say that 2023 was a downgrade in head coaching only due to the simple fact is that Coker had more head coaching experience. Does that make sense?
Nope, that does not make sense. We're just looking at
Shit.
it head to head, 1 year.
Head to head.
You're using other historical information, and we're
I
just
know.
using.
Okay, I know. Okay, I
They're
tried.
they both lost 6 games.
Yep. Man, that's tough. That is, and then plus you had the fight in 2006.
So
Oh,
margin of the reason I'm gonna have to go downgrade. This is my reason. You cannot use this reason because I'm just looking at it. The reason I say downgrade this year is because we lost by more points. 3, 10, 14, 7, 7, and 6. That was in 2003.
since I can't use that, that's off the table. The
Off the
margin of
table.
victory is off the table.
Yes.
I'm going to say that 2023. My gosh, this is going to be held against me in a court of law. I could see it now.
You can end the feed anytime you want. You can press that.
No,
You
I'm
can
not.
tell the wife to.
I am. Not, I do not run away from the tough
You can tell the
questions.
wife to touch that magic red button right there, and everything be good to
I
go.
I'm going to say that 2023 was an upgrade based on one thing, and that was the quarterback play, the the quarterback room.
Could I get you with one more to make you rethink of everything?
Sure,
Bowl game. We won one bowl game and we lost the other one.
that too. Oh, honestly, Cuban, if I can call you by your government name,
Mm-hmm.
it, if you think about you would have to go by that.
Yep.
I mean, that's about the only, because everything else kind of cancels each other out except for that bowl game. But then again, people today, if this was one of those Coach Hayes shows, where you have like 100 people watching and not just me and you talking to ourselves. No, I'm just joking. Because I mean, people are going to rewatch. They're going to rewatch.
Yep.
Oh, there the if we was to say that 2023 was a downgrading coaching based on the bowl game victory for Coker and the bowl game loss for Mario, the Mario people are going to say, well, they didn't have so and so. They didn't have so and so. They didn't have so and so. Miami went into the
Blue
MPC
turf.
Computers Bowl with Kirby Freeman.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say.
In
You
Boise,
know,
Idaho. Not
in
TNT.
Idaho, the temperatures were the same. Miami played Rutgers, Miami played Nevada, you know, and you got to, I mean, you have to go with
And
you
it's just
got to
funny because
go with
just the
that.
more the more that I think about it, right? Salary. One
Yeah,
coach is making 8 million, the other coach is probably making 1 or 2 million back then.
probably. Yeah, yeah.
Right? Nutrition, staff, so on and so forth.
Facilities,
Facilities, yes. Well, actually I'll give facilities favor 2006 because we had our own stadium.
Well, not only that, but I mean, again, it was, they have a lot more luxuries now than they
Eh,
had. I say
yeah.
luxuries, but indoor facilities, the weight rooms, the locker room, et cetera, et cetera. But then again, the facilities back then produced what they produced.
Right.
NFL talent come back to work out in those facilities.
Right.
Because those NFL guys could have gone anywhere in the world, anywhere, free of charge, anywhere in the world.
And they
But
came
they
to
came
Miami.
they came to Miami in those facilities that weren't good enough, you know. Oh, so I was trying to pull up the man, I wish I had well, I don't want to get too stupid, but I was just kind of revisiting the stats from that Nevada game, and as ugly as it was, the defense, I'm just going to say the defense helped Miami win that game against Nevada, in which the defense in 2023 got ran over by one running back.
Right. One running back, one play. Over and over and over.
Yeah, but it's interesting though, because I haven't even oh the '07. I haven't even, I mean, other than the Randy Shannon getting hired. Oh, and by the way, to finish out 2006, uh Larry Coker was fired, in case y'all didn't know, and he's gone. Oh, but looking at 2007, I haven't really, oh good God.
Yeah, it's not just
It,
save it. Just
yeah,
save it.
it
That was
it
a beep. So
it's Randy Shannon's first year.
names were ripped off.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's right. There were no names on the
Yeah. But
jerseys.
I'm a fake Hurricane fan, according to some people on
Yeah,
Twitter.
right. I remember that too.
Well, yeah, it's funny because I get this stuff on Twitter. You're not a real Hurricane fan. Go
Oh
root
yeah,
for
yeah,
Duke or go for
yeah,
Maddie.
yeah, yeah.
I have specific. specific details about this team that I would never forget. I'm not you new term Miami Hurricane. I've been a Hurricanes fan for a long, long, long
Long time.
time.
Now,
Yes.
and like for me, a lot of this gets jumbled up and blurred, and you can't really see the lines very clearly. But once you go back, and especially now, since with the internet, you can go back and do like we're doing and revisit it, and you kind of get more depressed and realize why you suppressed it to begin with. You know,
Yes. For me, you just got to give me one little hint, and then I am.
it just
Yeah. So, because once you said Randy Sanage's first year, I was like, oh, that's when they ripped the names off the back, and we want,
So remember, I was talking about that Houston game. That was the first game Miami wasn't ranked in like since '99, November of '99.
Yep.
Just to let you know, let me pull it up. Miami was not ranked again until November of 2008.
Wow.
And that was to number 23. I spoiler alert, if you don't want to know what happens in 2008, which would be episode what 5, just mute the broadcast. Okay. So, oh my gosh, you got to be shitting me. When I say you can't make this up, you can't make this up, Cuban. When Miami finally cracks the top 25, they come in at 23 for the first time since that Houston game in September of '06. Guess who they lost to?
North Carolina. No, Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
Yes. They lost 41-23 to Georgia Tech the first time they were ranked in the top 25 for the first time in 2 years.
That school owns us. Them and North Carolina owns us.
You know, and if a lot of people think that it's only happened in the last 3 or 4 years, but no, 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 no. Because I'm gonna have to look it up one day, but I'm real curious on what the all-time record is between with Miami and Georgia Tech and Miami and North Carolina since '04.
I'm willing. I know. I think Georgia, North Carolina has a winning record against us.
I think they do too. Oh, yeah, because I'd have to kind of dig around a little bit, but uh, yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, and the hell is this? 2000? Yeah, 2008. Yeah. Spoiler alert. North Carolina beat us. Yep. And that's when we had Robert Marv and Ja'Cory Harris at quarterback.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
I know. But so yeah, it's funny how we go through this, and just with the '06 season, how much it looks like. Just with I mean, we're looking at numbers. Okay, I mean, that's why I'm glad you brought up the compare it to 2023. Maybe we should start doing that. But
Yep.
it's funny when you just look at numbers, and I know it's boring, and I know we don't have a big audience, but the numbers don't lie. May not tell the whole truth, but they're not going to lie. And to see what happened, I mean, because really, if you think about it, '06 and 2023 are kind of very similar.
Yep.
Very similar.
Yep.
But the defense in '06 was a lot better.
Way better.
They just didn't give up as many yards or points or whatever.
Night and day better.
It
Light
is.
years. Light years ahead better.
And it is. It really is. So, excuse me. Oh,
So so my question. I'm sorry to interrupt again. My question is, we are trying to get back to this championship level. If we can't even compare to a 2006 below average team,
right.
how in the hell are we going to be a top 15 team in the nation, or top 12? Forget 15. I need this is the logical reasoning that I need to understand. It's like, how are we going to get to this level? This roster still is not at that level.
No, no, it's not. And I'm gonna probably get lambasted for this, but I mean, yeah, the team, any level, you always want to strive to be number one. You everybody comes in wanting to be number one. Okay. But well, no, I really can't say because what I was thinking is, if you're trying to shoot for that 2001 standard, that standard of being undefeated, winning everything, being number one, I mean, you should strive to be that.
Right.
It, part of me still says to go from where we are right now. In other words, you got a 78 Pinto with a cracked head and a broken piston rod, and you expect to fix all that in like 2 hours with no mechanic to race another race and win it. Oh, but man, I am so full of
Confusion.
contradictories. Is that again, just like with '06 in 2023, if you cut down on the turnovers, and I'll be honest with you, the biggest difference between '06 and 2023 was coaching decisions and play calling.
Yep.
If if you take the offense from 2023, the players, and insert them into 2006, Miami wins the national championship. Because A, you would have a lot better offensive output. B, you wouldn't have the turnovers.
Right.
Even the backup quarterbacks, because you got to realize in 2006, we're talking about Kyle Wright with Kirby Freeman backing him up. In 2023, you got TVD with Emory backing him up.
Right.
And I'll take TVD with the backup of Emory with a possibility of Jakari. I'll take that all day over what was in 2006.
Over Kirby Freeman. Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying. And even if the people come and say, well, Emory only went 8 for 23 against Clemson. Well, the Clemson of 2023 would have been undefeated in 2006 in the ACC
Right. It's
because the you know, oh, Georgia Tech, who won the Coastal, was 9-5. Wake Forest, who won the Atlantic, was 11-3. Virginia Tech was 10-3. The only reason why they didn't make it, they were 6-2 because they lost to Georgia Tech and no, I looked at it earlier. Let's see. Virginia Tech lost to they lost to Georgia Tech and Boston College. So it wasn't like the ACC was full of powerhouses in '06.
right.
This year, of course, Florida State went undefeated and et cetera, et cetera. But
You know what's interesting? If I am a coach, I hope they really like sit down and listen to this podcast or vlog or whatever you want to call it, because the very first thing that I'll do is like, let me compare the numbers and see see how we could do better than 2006, because right now we are 2000 we're not better than 2006, right? So
Yeah.
I would look at this. I'm like, hey guys, we need to sit down and kind of rethink everything we're doing, because right now this team is not even better than 2016. And if we're not better in 2006, how are we planning to have a successful season? This looks like another 7-6 season. So I would have an emergency meeting with my staff right now and say, "Hey guys, let's review this."
Now, one thing I will say, in all fairness, what am I doing? Oh, looking at crap, I done lost it. Hang on, there it is. So we know about 2006 versus 2023. All right, we know that. We discussed it, and we feel like 2023 is kind of lacking defensively to 2006. So let's kind of venture out without venturing out and look at a quick a little taste of 2007 versus 2024. All I can say is, my God, I hope 2024 team's going to be better than that 2007 team. Now, granted, I have not gone and refamiliarized myself with what happened in 2007, but I have thoughts and theories. But
Well,
I guess,
this was the Kirby Freeman,
yeah,
Kyle Wright quarterback
yep,
scramble,
yep,
and
exactly,
we couldn't really decide on the quarterback.
right.
And well, ooh,
And
he was nasty. It's
and,
five and
and then
seven.
and then this coming 2024 with I mean, you got the $1 million man coming.
I gotta. You know what we should do for 2007? We should compare 2007 versus Mario's first year.
And honestly, we know we laugh about. Oh, Katie's back. 2001 might be the greatest team of all time. If that's the standard, is that realistic? Does that? Well, here's the thing, Katie, and I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna get back to you there, Cuban. Oh, the players on that 2001 team was they were good. They just didn't have a coaching staff worth a damn. Okay, but
Okay,
I mean, and what I mean is, the 2001 team, in my opinion, were, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but 2001 was 2001 because of the players.
right.
You know what I mean? Oh, that's not to discount anything they did. No, I'm not. I'm just saying they were, in my opinion, they were definitely one of the best because I mean, of course, in my mind, they are the best, but with all the different eras and stuff, it's really hard. And that could be a topic for a whole nother show. But for right now, uh, I don't know. Does that make LSU their standard? Depends on who you ask, because some people may say it may be one of the one of the Michigan teams. It could be one of the Ohio State teams, one of the Alabamas, one of the Tennessees, the Floridas. Insert your team here in their successful year. You know, uh, and do you look at the 2001 record, or do you look at who went to the NFL? It just depends on what your parameters are for your standard. I know that sounds crazy, but that's just my thought. Oh, but Cuban, back to your point, that's not a bad idea. Take 2007 and compare it to
Mo-
2022.
22. Yeah, 2022.
I mean, because they're both 5-7.
Both 5 and 7.
You know.
Well,
Oh,
these are disgusting.
I mean, because if you think about it, before this is let's see, coaching is a downgrade. Seriously, Mario's arguably the worst game. I kind of feared you were going to say that, Katie.
Katie loves Mario.
Don't she though? Don't she? She probably got a photo of Mario up on her dresser mirror or something. But if you think about it, Cuban, if you think about it, let me look up right here.
Just looking at this real quick,
Okay,
I
okay.
already have a victor.
A lot of coincidences here because when Manny left, he was 7-5. When Coker left, he was 7-6. When Shannon's first year, he was 5-7. Coker's first year, he was 5-7. And hang on, you're going too far. In Shannon's second year, he was guess what? 7-6 with a bowl loss.
Loss.
Mario's second year, guess what? 7-6 with a bowl loss.
Loss.
We
We have to learn from it. We
because the
have to
next
learn
year,
from our history.
Shannon's third year, and I talked about this the other night, but Shannon's third year, he goes 9-4. Now, granted, Randy Shannon didn't have a $1 million quarterback, and Randy Shannon sure the hell wasn't legally making $8 million.
Right.
You know, oh, so yeah, I mean,
Randy went 9-4 the next one.
in
Wow, he did.
2009, his third year, yes, sir.
And we
So
fired
did
him.
hey, and I talked about this the other day because guess what? Al Golden's first year, 6-6. Al Golden's second year, 7-5. His third year, 9-4, just like Randy Shannon.
We fired Randy Shannon after third year, right?
Now he left after 2010. He went 7-6. Actually, no, I take it back. Shannon went 7-5. Stoutland took over apparently for the Sun Bowl and went 0-1. So basically, Shannon went 7-5 and got fired. Shannon went 5-7. I mean, I'm not making this stuff up. So if anybody's rewatching and thinking, "Oh, you're just saying that because you're anti Mario," no, go to sports
Reference.
reference.com and pull up Miami, the history, and it's all right. Matter of fact, you know what? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. So nobody thinks that I am. Is this what I want? Yes. All right, here we go. Okay. So y'all see, I am not. I'm being. This is sportsreference.com. All right. Yeah, Shannon went 7-5 and got fired. Manny Diaz. Hey, guess what? 7-5 got fired. Al Golden. He actually went 4-3, but you know he went 6-7. But Al Golden. Well, we all know what Al Golden's problem was. But I'm just saying there are so many similarities since 2007. And Mario's been head coach for 13 years. Coker, how many? Coaching is yeah. Oh, and that's why I was saying the other night, it's like a lot of us have been through this dog and pony show. It's the same thing. Like you say,
Same
Cuban, rinse
thing.
and repeat.
Rinse and
Wash,
repeat.
rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. I'm showing you. If you don't believe me, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to people who may rewatch it. Matter of fact, watch. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put the website if it lets me. Let's see if it lets me do it. Yes, do it. Okay, I just posted the website to where this information is. So if anybody makes any comments, whether it be on here or wherever, and saying that no, y'all are just Mario haters, you're making stuff up. There. Look, I just put the link in the chat, and the only way it gets removed is if I remove it. So you click on that link, click on that link, and you'll see it for yourself. So don't come in here with all that nonsense. But okay, let me get off my soapbox and calm down. Coker knows how to take a but I mean, again, you know, a lot of these, Cuban, you know as well as I do, a lot of these cats who are making all this noise, they weren't there for all that, you know. They didn't go through that '06 season. They didn't go through that '07 season,
Yeah.
14. Because honestly, dude, with the exception of 2007, 2014, 2019, and 2022, it's all been mediocre. It's been 6-6, 7-6, 7-5, maybe a 9-4, 8-5. It's all been 7, 8, 9 wins, you know? And right now, we still see it. But Miami spent $1 million on a quarterback. So they damn well better come out and win some games. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, regardless of what happens this year or next year or the year after that, Mario ain't gonna get fired. I'm telling you.
No, I mean, I don't think. I don't think he's. Unfortunately, I think he deserves. He not deserves. Let me take that back. He should get 6 years. Unfortunately, because we
You know,
can't keep hiring, firing, hiring, firing, hiring, firing. We
oh
can't keep
well,
doing that.
well. Matter of fact, come 2007, guess what? Another OC,
Oh
another
man.
head coach. You know.
Yeah.
So this crap. I didn't. Where'd I put it? So this Rich Olson, he's there for a year. He's gone. You know. And matter of fact, this would be Kyle Wright's third offensive coordinator.
In three
Sound familiar?
years. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds
Sound
familiar.
familiar? Sound
Yeah.
familiar?
But
I'm
at least
telling
with
you.
one. But at least with one was successful. The other ones were not.
Yeah, because I think
Right.
Knicks does Shannon bring in Knicks in '07?
Yes, they forced him to bring in Knicks.
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, I mean I got the damn media guide wide open here.
I don't care who wants to debate this. The only thing that Manny did correctly was bring the spread offense to Miami.
Oh yeah.
If Miami runs the spread offense correctly, right? Rhett Lashley with a little bit of Mario bully ball in there, we would have the best offense in the nation.
Well, that plays to Miami's strong suit, the
Yep.
speed.
Yep.
Oh, I just realized they had a guy from Mississippi played on the 2017 from Coffeeville, Mississippi. I bet they asked Shad where that's at. Okay, so real quickly. So we know Shannon gets the head coach. Oh, Dwayne the Rock Johnson graduates in 2007 from the university. How about that? Good for him. Uh, good lord, they got a whole yeah. Patrick Nix is the offensive coordinator. And then, of course, Tim Walton moves into the defensive coordinator spot. Michael Barrow, he becomes a linebacker coach. Everybody thought that was going to make things a lot better. And then Clint Hurt, the big Hurt, he's a defensive line coach and recruiting coordinator. Then you got Wesley Crime Dog McGriff.
That
He's
was
the
a very
defensive
good.
back.
The crazy part is a lot of those guys were good coaches later on.
Yes, yes, yes.
So was
He was the
Randy Shannon
defensive.
onto something?
Yeah, I think he was. Uh, and Marquise is still wide receiver coach. Still got the Panunzio tight
Panunzio,
ends and special quarter. Now, Tommy Robertson, he kind of looks like Doug Williams a little bit. He's the
running
running
back
backs
coach.
coach.
Yep. He
I'm
used to play
looking.
for Auburn, I think.
Stoutling comes in for offensive line
And if
coach.
top NFL offensive line coach.
Yes, yes, because Mario Cristobal becomes head coach at Florida International University in 2007. So, would it be wrong as we progress through this Rise of the Fall series if we kind of take a check in and see how Florida International has been doing?
Yeah, nah, man, who cares
Nah,
about this guy?
probably not. Probably not. So
Yeah,
yeah, Jeff's
this is gonna sound interesting, but a person that Mario needs to hire is Randy Shannon.
oh, yeah. Ooh, Dan Shula's a grad assistant in '07. But I think if I remember correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but we're starting to get into that era where you had a quarterback coach every other year, offensive coordinator every other year. Uh, there's not much stability.
Yeah.
Um, Katie said, "Oh, here, I gotta show this one." Miss Allman says it seems what makes you a Canes fan is how much sunshine you blow up Mario's butt. Based on
Who is
that,
this Katie lady? Katie's like my alter ego or something.
oh, I tell you what, you can love her or you can hate her, but you can't
Like,
deny
what?
the fact
There's
that
nothing
she
you
is
can hate about
is
Katie. What the hell you can
I
hate
didn't
about
I
Katie?
didn't say I said you can love her or you can hate her.
No, you can't even put that in the
What?
same sentence in Katie. That's a
I
bad statement. There's no that and
look,
Katie is not.
look, look,
It's
look, look.
incorrect.
You never know who may show up and watch this thing.
I
They may hate it.
I got Katie's back over anybody.
I know that. We all do. We all do. Now look, if anybody who thinks that they consider themselves a Mario apologist or supporter and they've made it this far into this show, they're lying to themselves. But nah. I mean, yeah, you right. And see, Katie, that's what I was talking about. I've talked about many, many times is with all this social media outlet stuff, you have the state-run radio programs, and you know what I mean. Well, you may not be old enough, but I know Cuban knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
The state-run propaganda machines. The corporate radios that all they do is talk good, talk good, talk good. Again, the team can go 1-11, but they're going to sit there and tell you why they're still a good team and how they can still win the championship. It's always
Well,
yay, yay, yay.
they go 111. They blame it on Manning. It's
Right,
rinse and repeat every
right,
single
right.
year. All right,
And
guys.
what happens is a lot of folks, they listen to that stuff because you got so much of it out there. That's all you hear. That's all you hear. That's all you hear. That's all you believe. When in fact, that's not what's really going on, you know. And that's why so many of these people today, they sit there and they listen to these YouTube shows. They listen to the donos. They listen to what's the
Well,
difference in the quality of opposition? It is what it is. And what I mean by that, you have a couple of teams at the top some middle ground in the bottom feeders. I mean, it's basically tit for tat. With the exception of like maybe Clemson a few years ago when they were winning national championships. But so many people they're like sheeps to the slaughter listening to this crap. And that's why we here at the Entertainment of Foolishness Posse, we just speak what's on our mind, whether it's right or wrong. We're going to say what we think. And
Right.
plus, we have all been through what we've been discussing. And that's why I'm glad Cuban, recommended doing this, because it's a way to get folks who've only been Canes fans since
Yesterday.
2017, you know? Now, if you became a Canes fan in like 2010, why? You know what I mean? But
20 for
again,
20.
yeah, yeah.
That's why
But
they
you know,
came saying.
again, and for so long, people would consider people like me and Cuban, probably still do, as you don't know what you're talking about. This hasn't been like this before. And I'm like, yes, it has.
Yes, it
But
has.
now we have the information at our fingertips to prove that it's true.
That's why I'm willing to debate any of these cane slurpers.
Hmm.
Cause I'm like, you're not gonna beat me in this debate. Right? You guys are gonna say Mario's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I'm like, Mario's not even better than the 2006 Miami Hurricanes.
Right. And again, I mean, you know, the fall of Coker, Shannon, Golden, Rick, Diaz. Well, you can kind of take Rick out the equation. He was kind of an anomaly. But, Manny, Golden, Randy, all of them, it's all the same damn thing.
Same thing.
And that's why a lot of folks today are very skeptical of Mario Cristobal, because dude, you could put Nick Saban in there, we still be
I
skeptical,
will still be skeptical.
because
Exactly.
it's the
Ding
say
ding.
it's since 2004 it's been the same thing. Well, actually 2005. But anyway, what I'm saying is, since we started this series, thanks to Cuban and his bright ideas, it's putting the spotlight on, it's the same thing. Every 3 or 4 years, same thing.
Same thing. Same thing. And then you have
Because
Kane's meters telling you it's better, and it's like, no, it's not. It's the same thing, fellas. Stop trying to
exactly.
sell people on the BS, because it's like
Right.
you're
And
not gonna get me to buy season tickets because you said it's better. I'm just looking at historical, and it's the same thing. You're not
what?
gonna fool me.
You don't have season tickets, you're not a true Canes fan.
That's fine.
You're just not a true Canes fan.
That's fine. Let's debate Hurricanes points, and let's see if who's a real Canes fan and who could bring up little things like back in
Ah.
2007 we played with no names on the back because Randy Shannon ripped them off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 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 And who was it that they had to earn the U on the helmet?
It was Randy Shannon.
Randy Shannon. Yeah, I figured it was. I remember that.
It was Randy Shannon, and Al Golden did the same thing.
You know, Randy. I don't know how they weren't successful with Randy Shannon, but
Because he was worrying about Darren Shapiro.
yeah, that too.
Again, you Canes,
Again,
new Canes people don't know these little facts about the program.
right. Of course, Golden. He had
He had the results
the
of the
one time Miami had a chance at winning, for only for the first time, because we've only done it twice. When
ACC
the ACC Coastal,
with the 6-7 record, I think, or some crazy
something
stuff.
like that, and then they self-imposed because of that shit.
How
And
he
probably
went
could have
six?
could have won the whole darn thing too.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I think that was 2013. No, I don't think it was 2013, was it?
let's see here. Oh, I'll go to 6-6.
Well, he Al Golden did beat Georgia Tech and North Carolina in the same year, and beat Florida in 2013. That's right. Lost to Florida State,
Well,
but
I think it was 2011, to be honest.
I mean, how many Miami coaches have beaten Georgia Tech and North Carolina in the same year? Oh crap! I forgot that in what's this 2013 Miami got up to number 7. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we were 7-0, and then we
Yeah,
played Florida State. They blew us out, and then we
that's right.
just
That's right.
lost
See,
in
there's a lot of stuff I
2000.
forget. A lot of stuff I forget. I have to be
Not me.
refamiliarized.
Not me. I've had relationships. Girls broken up with me because I'm a Canes fan. Um, nut. The only thing I ask for all the girls I deal with, hey, when it's on Saturdays, college football, Miami Hurricanes come on, just give me those 3 hours, please, or just give
That's
me the
right.
day. But
That's
no,
right.
it's a big complaint that I just want to watch freaking college football for a couple of weeks in the year, and
Right. Right.
I get cussed out. But like you
Let's
have the
see.
rest of the year, I just
That's right.
ask for this little period of time.
Let's see. Katie says the way things stack up now compared to other top ACC teams, we're fourth or fifth. Are we even better than NC State?
Nope.
I,
We are Virginia, Georgia Tech level. We're not
but
even
but
there.
Miami should have beat NC State.
But historical wise, we're not
Historically
even
wise, no,
we're not even on NC State's level, in my opinion.
no, because we didn't join that. We joined the ACC in '04. Okay, and our conference record since '04 has been 5-3, then 6-2, 3-5, 2-6, 4-4, 5-3, 5-3, 3-5, 5-3, 5-3, 3-5, 5-3, 5-3. And then of course 2017, 7-1, but then it's been 4-4, 4-4, 7-2, 5-3, 3-5, 3-5. It sounds like I'm saying the same number over and over again,
Same
doesn't
number
it?
over and over. Yep.
You know, so and usually I haven't looked. I haven't memorized anything, but I guarantee you from 2007 up, I guarantee you at least two of those losses could have been Georgia Tech and or North Carolina and or Virginia Tech. I mean, of course, Florida State or Clemson, but I'm just saying, I guarantee you those three are in that mix somewhere.
Yep. Like I said, rinse and repeat.
But, it is what it is. But it is
No, that
fast.
is what it is. It's we have to get better.
Oh,
And us
yeah.
fans cannot look at
Oh,
this
yeah.
objectively and say that, oh, we have a screaming strength and conditioning coach, and the players are bigger, and the recruiting
I,
is better.
I, and you
That's
know what?
stuff.
I hate, I don't know if it was camera angle. Let's see. Katie says it's 2001, the year we had 13 picks, something like that. I think it was '01 and '02 and '03. Because I think in '01 was like 5 or 6. Anyway, I think it was a. I don't know. We might see it again. Oh, but anyway, looking at all these old games, from the 2000s, I don't know if it was camera angle or what, but I have to say, these guys back in the early 2000s, they just looked
They look like
more.
men.
They did. They
Yeah,
did exactly. I don't want to say they were. They look like they look like grown men out there playing
yeah, like grown men. Yeah, and
compared to what we're seeing now.
we look like kids till this day, and
Right.
you know, I know we're not supposed to, but it's just like the Miami Flow shows. Like I can't stand that show. I'm sorry. It's just the sunshine pumping over there.
Right. Right. Right.
The
Right.
recruiting is so much better, but I'm like, hey man, I don't want to hear about this whole recruiter stuff. Enough of this recruiting crap. All right. This coaching is horrible. This coaching is worse than 2006, and the players were better in 2006. I'm tired of hearing that the recruiting, that this program had a bad culture, this program was this and that. I'm tired of hearing that. Enough. Because what nothing has changed. Nothing has changed.
Nothing. Nada. Katie says she has Mario on a dartboard. But I think what gets folks like us riled up is the fact that the you could take the coaching salaries of Coker, Shannon, Golden, Rick, and Diaz, add it up, and it won't come close to what Mario's making.
Yeah. But I already know the excuses. You guys don't understand how bad the culture was in the locker room. Rent, yeah, I get it. It's nothing has changed, fellas. I keep hearing that over and over and over. Give me something else.
I mean, the culture, it may have been bad in the locker room, but I mean, they still. I mean, the defense in '06 was still a hell of a lot better than the defense of today.
The culture back then murdered somebody
Yeah,
and hit somebody in
exactly.
the over the head with a helmet.
Right.
How do you-
Exactly.
and they had a better record than we had this year. Like, come on, guys.
Right. Exactly.
With
It's
Kirby Freeman and Kyle Wright as quarterbacks.
right. They don't think about that. Oh, now one thing I didn't, and I know I've been talking for 3 hours now, but you know, again, if okay, let's say Miami comes out, Mario gets the ship righted, and let's say Miami does win. Let's say Miami goes 10-2. Okay, what happens the next year when Jakari comes in? What happens the year after that? Does it sustain? Do they stay in double digit wins?
We got
What
to
what
start.
happens?
We have to start
You
all
know,
over because we're gonna have a
does
freshman. We're gonna have a new quarterback, so we have to start right back from square one.
does it become Mark Rick like and go from 10-3 down to 7-6? I and that's why I would have rather leave Cam Ward alone and let Jakari grow. Let's go ahead and continue the process and build it up. I'm just saying, because you can, because right now you've done lost a year with Cam Ward coming in. You could have had Jakari start and then gained a year with Jakari. You could have gained a year with Emery, a year with Judd, and then just keep the cycle flowing. But
Remember what I said? Please give me credit, Hollywood Hogan. This is a statement, and I'm going to stand by it. Okay.
okay,
Well, so hit record whenever you want, fellas.
it's on.
Mario's gonna have if Mario has a 10-2 season, he is gone. Reason being, he's like, okay, after this season, I have to start all over again, and it's going to be heat on me. So I need to have a 10-2 season and take an NFL or other college coaching job. Most likely an NFL job. But if he does go 10-2, he will lead to the NFL or another
Yeah,
coaching.
it's funny you said that because I was actually thinking that when I was looking at this earlier. I'm like, if Mario does, he's gonna have to get out of town.
He's
There's
gone.
no way.
He's gone.
Yeah, there's no way. He's gonna leave in the middle of the night,
Yes.
because of the fact of what's gonna happen the next year.
Yep. He's gone
And then what we're gonna say with that coach X comes in after, well, he's playing with Mario's play.
with Mario's players.
But dude, I could see that. I could see it because Mario knows damn good and well, you know. But then again, on the flip side, Mario's still going to get $8 million a year, no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Remember,
know.
I said it first. He goes 10-2. He's out of here.
I hope you're wrong, but you know, I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon enough. You know. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. Doesn't the spring game come on soon?
Oh no,
When?
spring practice starts next week.
Oh, okay. So the spring game's not till what, April?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, because I thought I saw somebody talking about something on the Twitter X about spring or something. I'm like, man, it's too early for a spring game. Shit, it's only February. Yeah. Yeah, so it's not till April. So that's what I'm real curious to see. I'm really curious to see what that's going to look like because I know the spring game, it's not like you're playing the national championship. You know, the coaches want to see things. Things aren't going to look a certain way. And I can guarantee you, if that team comes out in a spring scrimmage, okay, you're going to have people all up in arms because it doesn't look like the old one team. But it's a spring
Yeah.
game. Spring game. I mean, besides, you think they're going to risk that $1 million arm in the spring game?
You better do something.
You got to do something. Yeah, but I'm just saying they might give him a couple of possessions. But anyway, oh my gosh. Besides, the world needs the EFP, if not for truth, at least for humor.
That's true.
But that'd be some shit too, because if Mario does bolt, we'd have to play the replay for you here, Cuban.
I
Boy,
just,
I tell you, could you imagine? Could you
I know.
imagine if, let's say, this coming year in 2024, Miami goes, let's say they do 11-1. All right, let's just say 11-1, 11-2 with the bowl game. And then all of a sudden, at this time next year, next thing you know, Mario's done just took the coaching job at team whatever.
He has to. He has to. If he's
I
smart,
know.
he has
And
to.
then and then everybody's like, we never saw this coming. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then
No,
you
people
could
say
be
we
and
saw. No, they're going to say they did see it,
and then
and we told you
Cuban
so.
Cuban's gonna say, well, no, I called this a year ago. And they're gonna say, oh, you're lying, yada, yada,
Yeah,
yada. And then I'm gonna have to roll that beautiful bean footage.
yeah,
Oh, these people would have a heart attack. If Mario, it would be like Butch Davis in '99, bruh,
yep,
or 2000.
yep.
That's what would exactly like that. And they're going to be like this, that. It's like, hey, we saw it before. Jimmy
Yep.
Johnson did it.
And then
You know,
the newer version of Larry Coker. Oh no! I already predicted. Oh no! So this is gonna happen, Jordan. Hit record again.
it's recording.
We go 11-1, 10-2. Mario takes a head coaching job, and the next coach of the Miami Hurricanes, Mirabal, called it.
He kind of, they're going to have to get him some stilts or something so he can see what's going on.
He's Larry Coker. Mirabal will be the next head coach of the Miami Hurricanes if
He
he
is
goes.
bald. He is bald.
Yeah, but he's gonna get it because they're like, oh, we got to stick to Mario culture. So the next
So,
best person would be Mirabal.
so you're thinking that we could have a redo of
Yep,
the late '90s,
yep. But we don't
2000?
have a quarterback
No.
in the pipeline.
Well, I mean, I think we have quarterbacks. They just haven't had time to develop and get better.
Yeah, but
But
Ken was quarterbacking with Butch Davis. We don't have that right now. We don't have a
oh,
quarterback of the future playing right now.
well, you're right, and I agree with you. We don't, but we could have. Oh, what's Katie says here? Katie says coaching is the difference maker between good and great. Will Mario ever measure up to Saban? No. Meyer, Spurrier, Fulmer, Bowden, Dabo, even Mark Rick. Will he ever be even as good as Neville? I doubt it. Well, let me rephrase. Let me back up. Time will tell. I think this coming season is going to be. I think this season is going to really say a lot. You know, it's going to say a lot. Uh, but we'll see. I mean, I hope he does. But again, like Cuban said, I got a feeling as soon as he gets a taste of that good life, he's out of here, bruh. He's
I
out
would
of here.
leave. I would leave it in 2 seconds.
Because let's go back in time since this is we're in the wayback machine here. Schnellenberger did it after '83. He was going to go to the USFL, never panned out. Jimmy Johnson, he left for the Cowboys. Erickson, sorry ass, he left for what, the Seahawks?
Seahawks.
Yes. Butch comes in, he goes to Cleveland. And then here we are. Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. Oh, what do you do? Ain't nothing you can do. You just gotta hope.
Gotta
You
hope.
know. In a weird way. I kind of wish that Miami would have hired Butch Davis back in
Some
what was
capacity.
what was that 2019 instead of Diaz?
No.
No,
Not
when
not.
was
It was it Golden.
it must have been in 2016 before they got Rick. Because Butch was hanging out with what's his face a lot. And he was really trying to get that job.
I think it was Golden though.
In 2011, I thought it was a lot sooner than that.
No, I think right after Randy Shannon, we had the choice of getting Golden or Butch, and Shalala
Well,
hated. She hated Butch.
well, thanks for your support on LOC. I'm the most hated commenter of all time. What's LOC?
I have no idea.
Locked on Canes. I bet you that's what it is.
Probably.
Well, see, here's the thing, Katie, and I'm sure you're well aware. If you go on shows like the Locked on Canes, if you go on, actually, you can go to any of the big time, even with Coach Coop now. If flows, Coop, and I'm not so much talking about the people that were, coach and Coop and Flo. I'm talking about the people in the chat. You know, they will if you go in those places, they will turn on you in a heartbeat if you ain't part of the majority. But but yeah, anyway, back to I was kind of hoping they'd have brought Butch back, because of what he did. And that's because was it Diaz when they played at FIU at the Mariners, the Mariners, the Marlins Stadium, the old Orange Bowl, and it got beat because Butch Davis was the
Oh, that's
coach.
right. You're right about that. But I think Butch. So the time that I'm talking about is when Butch took the North Carolina job. That's when we should
Right,
have.
right.
That's when we should have taken him. Um,
Yeah, so that
but
would be about 2011 then.
yeah, I would have
'Cause-
taken him back.
Well, and then plus you had so many of the fans were butthurt, and they were coerced into being butthurt because of that. What he did, he just up and left. Well, damn, Schnellenberger, Johnson, Erickson, they all did it. Nobody
Yeah,
got excited about that,
I'm
you
with you.
know. So I don't understand. Okay, so in 2011, Hang on, go back. Let me go to their history. All right, Butch Davis got there in '07.
Oh,
Oh, so
seven.
we could have had Randy Shannon or Butch Davis.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, Butch Davis had already been there, you know, in 2000. So, I mean, that was only like 7 years removed, and they weren't going to let that happen. But he did get, Butch Davis did get, he did get the North Carolina to 8-5 3 years in a row.
And he had them with that roster was really stacked.
Oh, yeah. And it looked like they lost some. Did they? They must have had sanctions or something.
Yeah, they had sanctions.
Yeah. But it was in Butch's second and third year, so it must have been something that happened before then. But still, yeah.
No, this was during Butch. Butch was dirty. He was paying people, and they caught him.
Nah, he got sloppy in his old age.
Yeah, they caught him. He was cheating.
And imagine all that's legal now.
All that is legal.
That is friggin' crazy. Yep, Katie, the whole college football world outside of Coral Gable doubts Mario. Well, it's about what have you done for me lately, you know?
Where's
It
Kitty
wasn't.
from? Is she from Miami or a different city? I just want to.
I'm assuming she is because she had talked. Miss Katie had talked about having classes with Jakari, so I'm assuming Miss
Okay.
Kate. Are you still a student or are you out doing stuff? I mean, I'm not saying get into your personal business, but we would,
No, no, because she said that just they're different. She's from around the college football world, so I'm just wondering
well, she
if she
said
like
her
resides in Seattle or something like that, and she
no,
knows like.
nah. She had said her mom had took her to games when she was a baby, took her to the games in the Orange Bowl or something in a papoose, you know. So I
Got it.
remember she had said that one time. So I'm thinking Miss Katie must be down there. But she says if it wasn't for the downfall of John Ruiz, we were at, oh. But anyway, man, we've been talking a good while. I was kind of, I guess maybe because it's Tuesday, but I was kind of hoping. I was thinking about doing this last night, but I'm like, nah, I ain't doing it tomorrow night. But uh more than likely, I guess episode 4, 2007, there's a new sheriff in town. I'm just spitballing that title around. Shannon the sheriff. Uh I guess probably maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know. I'll let y'all know because I got to start doing my research. But yeah, I'm real curious to see how '07 goes compared to 2022. So we will find out. Oh, Cuban, my man, I appreciate you stopping by. As always,
No problem, boss. No problem.
it's always a pleasure to speak with you, man, because you bring good stuff, dude, and we always have good things to talk about. I just wish we could. No disrespect to everybody, Cuban, but I kind of like to get some fresh faces on here, some fresh perspectives,
Yeah, that would be
some,
great. Yeah.
not that I don't, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah, hit the counter arguments. Just hit more. Hear more of different views and perspectives.
even
I'm all for that.
and not just so much for different views, same views, no views, but I just like to see everybody come in and say hello and let's talk it up, let's have fun, because nobody's gonna treat you bad, you know. But it would be nice. But then again, I mean, it'll be what it'll be. If people want to come on, they'll come on. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. If they don't want to, they don't have to. But I just for the sake of the fellowship, I just it just seems like it's always, Cuban coming on, Shad coming on. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. But I would like to see Phil come in here and chop it up with us, or, Bryce. I know Crip's under the weather, but I'd like to get Crip's a trip, dude. I'd like to have him come in here. Uh, Dub City. Haven't seen him in a while. That Studio One Live dude, saw him on one of Shad's shows. He's really good.
Yep.
Uh just like you said, just different folks, different strokes, different perspectives. I mean, that's what this is all about. Ah, she says we were headed for another Nevin Shapiro, if not for the downfall of John Ruiz. If you're from Miami, you know all about that shyster con man.
Oh, I got killed one time because I criticized John Reed. I'm like, look, fellas, if
What?
you are if you are filing for an IPO or doing what he was doing, you cannot talk about your business on live platforms. And so I told you, John, that there's reasons why I can't show my
Right,
face.
right,
Like,
right, 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 right,
and
right,
it's
right,
like,
right.
oh, John Reed, I'm like, you're doing so many SEC violations, it's not even funny. And I got killed. It's like, you don't know nothing about finance. I'm like, I am in finance. What are you talking about? I do SEC report. I do SEC filings every single day, right? And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
what he's doing, he's gonna get in so much trouble, and he got in trouble for it. So
yeah. Because you don't see him around much.
nope, because you got that SEC got in his butt and told him to shut the hell up,
Yep,
or
yep,
else we're gonna
yep.
we're gonna penalize you. And but he thought he was bigger than the SEC. That's one set of group of people you do not mess with unless you
No,
have the insights. But
right,
you don't mess
exactly,
with them.
exactly. But anyway, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Uh, like I said, appreciate you stopping by, Cuban. Katie, thank you for stopping by. See, I told you I was gonna pay attention to the comments tonight. I told you. So yeah, QB came in, had a little chit chat with us. And if I missed anybody, if you was hanging out in the back row, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So until next time, I am South Coast Kane, along with Cuban. It's all
That's
about
right.
peace, love, and soul. It's all about the you. Stay alert, stay tuned, and we're gonna catch y'all next time. Thank y'all
Goodbye.
so much. We'll see y'all next time. Y'all take it easy. Have a good week.
Thank you.
All right.